If you actually watch the footage, it's horrific. Now, it's only a 4-story building. And you might be wondering, you know, surely they could just bring in a fire truck with a ladder?
No, they couldn't.
Even the oldest fleet of Chinese, you know, whatever you call this, fire engines, you know, they have ladders that can reach the top of this building. But guess what? The fire trucks could not reach it because the entrance to that little park is too low. The fire trucks can't fit through it. You know, there's a reason why fire codes are enforced. There's a reason why they have like that red thing painted in front of a fire hydrant. You can't park your car there and stuff. There's a reason. And in developed countries, obviously, you know, learning from like the great London fire of like whenever that happened back in the day before anyone was ever born in the whole world, you know, those kind of things. Over the years, people learn how important it is to have fire codes.
Said it so well, because this is the kind of stuff that Americans whine about. And they're like, oh, OSHA, oh, regulation, oh, fire codes. And it's like, bro, go live in China, you'll start to love rules.
Yeah.
You'll crave rules.
You do.
You do, you really do.
You're like, you know what? There's a reason these exist.
Yes, yes.
Because, you know, this poor factory, like all the staff in there, those 200 odd people, who knows how many people actually died, but it certainly wasn't just 28. But everybody could have been rescued if the fire engines could actually access, you know, everybody that was stuck on the roofs, which, you know, we've seen footage of what happened to some of them, you know, they would have been fine.
Yes, alas.
By the way, apparently this is still burning. It burned through the night, because I guess there's a lot of rubber and whatever else is manufacturing these shoes, you know?
I feel like there's a lot of chemicals involved in shoe production.
Yeah,
and
that
then
too, definitely.
That's the accelerant, and then the fuel is all this rubber and leather and things, and, you know, whatever fake material they use, right? Pichier or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. I mean, you never know what it is, but it's horrific. So, you know, these kind of industrial accidents are huge, but I mean, this is just an industrial accident. By the way, footage has since surfaced from before the fire, showing that there were no sprinkler systems or fire suppressing systems in this building.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah.
We don't need to do us.
No, we don't. By the way, that is a fake siren noise.
Yeah, why do they always add that?
They always do.
This one's wild.
So this happened a couple days ago, all right?
5 days ago.
Yes.
5 couple.
Same thing. Just watch. Wow. Wow. So this.
Did you see the road?
Yeah, look at this. Look at this crater. I mean, that's not normal. So what was it carrying? Ammonium nitrate?
Yes. It was for fertilizer precursors.
Yeah, say it's for fertilizer, whatever. It was just a hazardous vehicle truck. Now the problem is, when it started to burn, people got out to go and look at it, you know. And let's just hope they were all okay. But I saw pictures of people standing around before it blew up. Officially, only 2 people died.
Which we can't see, don't worry.
No, I mean, we wouldn't be able to anyway. You know, there's nothing left.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
that's wild.
Yeah.
It's more of just the wild.
Yeah.
Wild freak.
This is in Mongolia. Again, safety regulations and all that are very lax in China, and that comes...
Thank goodness that didn't happen in a city.
I'm very,
You know?
very grateful for that, yes. I mean, we don't ever want people to get injured, you know? That's just not the thing. But now we're going to...
Why'd you even say that?
Well, you know, some people might think that we actually want people to be injured. We do
Okay.
not. I'm just
I would hope
setting
no
the
one-
record straight. Like,
Yeah, it must be nice to live in a real country, by the way.
Must be nice to live in a real country.
Begging for that. We're begging for that the whole time.
Now we're going to get into the real hardcore stuff, guys. Let's take a look at this map. Now, this all happened like within a week, right? Yeah. So
Currently happening.
yeah, it's still happening. Can you explain just what's going on in these
So
areas?
we had all the way up, and you have to picture China is about the same size as the U.S. So
Yes,
'cause
it's
this
huge.
This is spread out, right? Xinjiang, up in the deserts, saw flash flooding because it's so arid, it's so dry. Couldn't put up with it. Drainage sucks in
Yeah.
China, right?
Yeah.
You had Hebei, you had these horrific, scary clouds roll in, and all of a sudden, people started getting wrecked by freaking tornadoes. Where
Yeah,
they're not even
tornadoes.
supposed to
They're
be.
not supposed to be tornadoes in that part.
It was a biblical thing. Wait till
Yeah.
you see this.
Yeah, we got footage.
You had Guangxi, a dam burst and literally wiped out a chunk of the province.
Yes.
You have Guangdong in South China, which is now getting flooded, is
Yes.
now getting absolutely wrecked. And this is the highest concentration of people in China, in the Pearl River Delta.
Yeah.
which is now under threat, and currently probably the most important economic center of China as well.
Yes.
Also freaked things around the country as well. You saw flooding in Guizhou, you saw flooding in Hunan and stuff, but we're going to focus on the real big epicenters here. And the craziest part of this is it's all happened at the same time.
Oh, within the last week, it's overwhelming.
We have
no
reasons.
idea the amount of, we got reasons for why, but the amount of footage we've had to comb through this week has been,
It's been a tough week.
exhausting. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So I want us to take a look at this place over here, okay, in Guangxi, right?
Yeah.
There's a place called the Liulan Reservoir. 6 blue, I guess, reservoir. Yeah. Let's take a look. There is this damn wall over here, okay? This damn wall.
Gotta get it all
Yeah,
out.
get it out
Can we
there.
do this place so I forget?
Yeah, okay, fine. Let me find that stupid thing. I gotta find it. It's all the way there. It is.
place is so fucking damn.
We had to get it out.
Yeah,
Okay, giggles out.
Okay, it's out. Okay, so we got this damn wall over here, right? Now you can see that below it, we've got farmland and little villages and so on. In fact, let's take a look at the damn wall. I'll show you what it looks like on a good day.
Sure.
Now, you have some stats about how much it cost to renovate recently. They recently
Yeah, it's like a
renovated
brand new
this.
renovation. So they actually did a full renovation in 2025. So you don't need to pause it, just play it. And you can just cut me off. Yeah. But it basically cost 3.82 billion yuan for the whole area to be renovated.
So yeah, let's look downstream from this. So you see, this is all in a basin. Take a look at all of these population centers here. You've got lots of houses, little villages,
Yes.
farmland, things like that, and within this entire basin, see this type of thing. Well, you can imagine what's going to happen if that dam bursts.
For sure.
And just wanted to show you the stakes. This entire area is littered with little villages and so on. Okay, below this reservoir. So also, yeah, this is people celebrating that it has been renovated. Look, it says the Lulian Reservoir in Nanning, which underwent a renovation costing 380 million yuan, was fully completed and put into use in June 2025. It boasts absolutely stunning scenery.
Get ready.
I don't know about that last sentence.
Hey, Jubes. Ready to
I mean, that's up to personal interpretation, my friend.
Yeah,
And someone might
beauty's
find
in the
that
eye of the
stunning.
beholder. Yeah,
It's
right. you
maybe
know?
your
Of
God.
course I did.
Yeah, exactly.
I know exactly how annoying your friendly
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Okay.
When someone
Well,
says
let's
I
look
went
at this
from your
reservoir
friendly
now.
neighborhood
Take a look.
Spider-Man.
It
Only my
collapsed.
neighborhood is now like
Okay, and this is even after this particular reservoir wall and everything even had another like reinforcement in 2009, was it?
It was.
They spent how
So
many?
they've done this multiple times now, but it
Yeah.
started in 2009, and in total it was 3.82 billion. But each one was 382 million yuan, and another one was 73 million yuan that they put into it.
Yeah.
Then another one was another 614,000 yuan. They kept doing this, and it accumulated, right? So
Yeah.
this should be a damn good dam.
Exactly.
Right.
So let's take a look. It burst. Okay, that dam wall that we showed you.
Burst.
Okay. Now remember, you had all the downstream.
Guys, brace yourself. This is wrong.
You can see the water coming in and just bulldozing those little villages and farmland down there. By the way,
It's gone.
no one was warned.
No one.
There was no warning.
We'll get into some dark stuff later.
This is that damn wall that you saw earlier.
Yes.
You know.
That's a $3 billion project if I ever saw one. 3 billion yuan.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Hundreds
Well,
of
also
millions
look
of
at it.
dollars.
It's basically just a mound of dirt. Okay.
It's Earth.
Yeah, which we'll cover later. And this is also, unfortunately, a precursor of what's to come. Take a look at this entire village down here just getting wiped out.
This is crazy.
This is the kind of thing that was happening all downstream.
Wait till we tell you the death toll.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
wait.
Just
Just
wait.
brace
The
yourself.
official death toll.
I want you to absorb this first. Maybe you can have a guess.
Yeah. Imagine no warning. This happened at about 11 a.m. It's raining. Everybody's sitting in their houses playing mahjong or doing their thing. Or
Yeah, they're all
whatever.
indoors.
They're indoors because it's raining, right? And you have no warning.
Yeah, it burst around 11 a.m., but then, the build-up was overnight.
Yeah.
So nobody
No.
sleeping.
So there was a village there, right?
There's not a village now.
Now it's.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's no village.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets horrific. So, here's the thing. When I first came to the USA, I was driving around, Yeah, where we are in our area.
pause.
I'm not going to go. So I'm driving around, and my radio suddenly makes a, it's like something like that. It's like severe thunderstorm warning, something like that. And I was like, what is this archaic sounding crap? Because it sounds like AM radio from like
Yeah.
the 50s or something.
It'll be like in Scranton County. It's like a very robotic voice.
Yes, and I was like, what is this? Because I'd never had that kind of early warning system before. But you have it here in the US. They don't have that in China.
We want people to be safe when stuff like this happens.
Yeah, so imagine you have zero warning, okay? And all of a sudden, this is your little village. And you can see, by the way, that's the second story, the second floor.
Oh, this is not even at the peak.
No. It gets, there's so much nuance to this we're gonna go through here, okay? But you had people just clinging for life. We've blurred out stuff where you can see people going down the river. They're still
They're
alive.
alive.
They're
and they
alive.
could potentially have been rescued. We just wanted to
You
play it
just you
safe.
just never know what their fate was, you
Yes,
know?
yeah.
But it looks pretty dangerous. Look, there's a lot of footage of dead people too, which we will not show.
They're not. It's not even.
No, we don't even have blurred shots of that because, you know, it's not okay. But that also just, when you hear the official death toll, and if you've watched, yeah, exactly.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's like the water Pokemon, right?
That's
The
a water
water
type.
powers,
If I ever see
exactly.
one. You know, water's actually. What is it? Lightning's really effective against water.
Look at that. Isn't it insane?
That's just crazy.
Yeah, look, that's the top of a gas station, by the way.
Yes.
And you know how high those things are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So, without warning, the water goes above, everyone says, and unfortunately, the majority of people that I met in China cannot swim.
yeah.
And even if you are a good swimmer, if these kind of floods, there's little chance that you
Even
can
if you know how to swim, you're not swimming in this nest quick.
No,
Right.
definitely not. I mean, you got some people there just, you know,
They're hoping that it doesn't get to the top.
and they're hoping that they're building stands.
When I said a large portion of the province is wiped out, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
This dam was not just one dam. There were multiple dams that failed here.
Yeah.
That was just the big one.
Look at this woman on top of the building. Like, you can see actual entire buildings down there are covered to the roof.
Yes.
Okay, so we're talking like 6 meters of water, you know, sometimes
6
higher.
meters of water.
Yeah.
Meters.
Yeah, exactly. Like, way over. Now, here's something that happened as well. Some people were live streaming, and the
To
government
warn people.
cut it. Okay?
They did this in the Sichuan earthquakes.
Yeah.
2008 when
They cut off the cell phone towers.
90,000 people
They cut
died
off
or
all the
whatever.
reception.
Yeah, because they didn't want people to
Yeah.
tell each other.
And
This
I mean,
is sick.
this
A
is
sick country.
Yeah, it's so telling. And in fact, here we've got one. This is a student whose live stream was cut, but here's somebody who was live streaming, and we can actually see it end
Yeah.
because they're just showing the levels. This was after the main thing. They're like, look how bad this is, type thing. Immediately cut off. The platform actually blocked them and banned them. And this is the part that actually makes me angry the most.
This gave me chills.
Okay, don't hand knife to foreign forces. Okay. These are volunteer preparation group number 2. By the way, volunteer preparation groups are government organized. This is not like volunteer as in like, let's get together to help our neighbors. This is a government little group. Volunteer preparation group number 2. Verify, please forward. Hello, everyone. If volunteers spot foreign journalists, they must inform the village officials and report it up the chain of command to prevent foreign countries from smearing our country. Okay? Foreign journalists are currently walking from the school beaches towards Shitang. Please alert the public to this and report it to the village committee immediately. Instruct the villagers not to give any interviews. The village that discovers this should immediately report to Propaganda Committee Secretary Xiao, who will then immediately report to the Municipal Party Committee.
This is North Korea.
Yeah?
This is North Korea.
Oh, and I mean, it continues. There's a different group, okay? This is a second group, which is the, I don't know, Hangzhou flood nearing our country. Okay? Foreign journalists are currently walking from the school beaches towards Shitang. Please alert the public to this and report it to the village committee immediately. Instruct the villagers not to give any interviews. The village that discovers this should immediately report to Propaganda Committee Secretary Xiao, who will then immediately report to the municipal party committee.
This is North Korea.
Yeah.
This is North Korea.
Oh, no, I mean, it continues. There's a different group, okay? This is a second group, which is the, I don't know, Hangzhou flood prevent whatever.
So they actually took
volunteer.
pictures of foreign journalists who were there to cover the disaster.
Yes.
And said, rather than actually mobilize people to save lives, make sure these foreign journalists don't take pictures of the flood.
Yeah, okay. And this one also says foreign media reporters have been discovered entering Hangzhou. This is where this thing collapsed, the reservoir collapsed. Please pay attention and immediately report this to the village committee. Blah blah blah. You get the point. And then they said, "Are these them?" And someone was like, "These are those guys, right?" So here's the thing: the priority here is to not let people see how bad it is.
Yes.
Especially not the foreign world.
Right.
Like, do not let foreigners know how bad it is because it'll make our country look bad.
Yes.
In other words, it's incredibly bad.
Yes.
Because they have to lie about it. They're going to have to lie about it in their official state media.
Yes.
They cannot allow anyone to see the real truth because they do not have control over foreign journalists.
China's scared of the weather.
Yes.
It doesn't want people to see that its entire country is not prepared for the most minor of disasters.
Yes.
It has huge implications.
Of course, because there is so much devastation with these
So
with this
bad.
flooding. It's incredible. So if a local reporter, like, look at those people just trying to live stream. Look, hey, look, oh, my house is underwater. They get censored. Okay. If a reporter in China says, "Wow, there were like a lot of dead bodies here," they will go to jail. They're not allowed to
Yes.
report that.
Yeah.
But if a foreign journalist goes there and they see the devastation and they post it and it ends up in New York Times or it ends up at CNN or BBC or something, they can't censor that.
Nope. I like what this person in the chat said. They said it's like not taking a family member to the hospital because you think it'll make you look bad.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Natural disasters happen everywhere and they're terrible.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Why not show the world so that people can help? At least give you moral support, if not financial.
Imagine
aid.
Hurricane Katrina hits and they block out the news and cell phone signal and don't let anyone talk about it or don't take pictures of it.
And no foreign journalists are allowed into the
And
area.
they're arrested and
Yeah.
deported.
Do you see how they instruct the villagers not to give interviews?
The rat culture.
It's disgusting.
Gotta rat everyone out.
Yeah.
That's how the CCP works.
Yeah. So look, here's just some footage of the aftermath. So, I mean, entire villages, as you saw, were completely wiped out. Okay. And there were so many of them down in that basin, and farmlands and so on. And look at these solar panels over here, like the solar panel farms
talk about
completely.
that.
Yeah. They
China will
got
put a
destroyed.
spin on that somehow. Say the first water panels, aqua panels.
Aqua panels, yeah, exactly.
Not gonna do you much good in the water, guys.
Huge. Obviously, we're not going to show you, but videos of large amounts of livestock wiped out. Pig farms, completely drowned pigs, drowned oxen, drowned everything that you can think of everywhere because they weren't prepared for this.
Right.
It's insane. So what other statistics do you have
So
for us here?
yeah, so there's a reason that this is all happening in China. We'll show you some of the other stuff that's been happening, but I want to tell you why, because China's kind of special in this circumstance, and it's kind of it's an own goal in a way, because of the pollution
Yes.
and the unbelievable localized CO2 output of all its factories,
Yes.
and it's just unfettered destruction of nature. They've actually changed the surface temperature more than the rest of the globe. So you talk here about climate change and global warming. It doesn't matter where it doesn't matter where you stand on it.
Sure.
China specifically has actually risen by 0.26 degrees Celsius per decade, and that actually has a huge change on the weather.
I guess it makes sense. If you cut down all the trees,
Correct.
then there's no shade, so the earth, the temperature of the ground is going to be higher.
You've made a heat sink.
Yeah.
You've made an artificial heat sink.
Right.
And actual meteorologists have been looking at this. They've seen a rising trend in compound extreme events, and that's what we saw this week in China.
Yeah.
It just happened to be a bad cocktail of a bunch of them in a bunch of different places. But what's happened is the higher temperatures actually have made this the soil dry out.
Yeah.
Super quick evaporation is happening, and the consequence is that the cold and warm air masses collide over the mainland China. Right?
Oh, that makes
it's just
sense.
like a normal weather event. the atmosphere then all of a sudden gets these overwhelming downpours in places that they shouldn't necessarily be.
Yes.
And you know China's just not set up for any sort of drainage.
Yeah.
Their drainage system is archaic. It's
By the way,
third world.
yeah, sorry, don't want to interrupt
No,
you,
go
but
for it.
take a look. Those are the tops of traffic lights.
That's an image you should keep in mind.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
how high this is.
just everybody knows how high those are. That's 6 meters.
Yes.
Okay, 6 meters high. And those are the tops of traffic lights here, so you've got to understand this entire whatever it is is swallowed up. Anyway, please continue. So what you were saying is they've got all the CO2 which acts almost like an
It's like
insulator.
an insulator.
And
And,
then-
and the pollution as well.
Yeah.
It's like a blanket. So you're creating like these extreme weather events in this very weird capsule.
Yeah.
And it's happening all more and more because China's, it's industrialized. It's got more and more factory output. They're building more coal plants and things
Yes.
like this, right? So again, you can stand wherever you want on economics versus ecology, but China has created like artificial circumstance for itself to be like the most extreme weather place in the world now.
Yes.
And it's kind of like insulated in its own little area.
Take a look at this university, by the way,
Yeah.
where the students were all trapped in their dorms, and that is the second story. Okay, that's the balcony that's supposed to be like all the way up there. Insane. By the way, if you look closely, you'll actually see some pigs swimming in the river. Look,
Yeah.
there's a pig.
Big bay.
Yeah, it is. I'll do that.
Yeah.
There are pigs swimming in the university. And
So what happened was Guangxi is actually the snake farm capital of the world, and they
Yeah.
actually make venomous snakes. They eat a ton of snakes in Guangxi.
Yes, and
It's
they
like a
make
huge part of the
medicinal-
cuisine.
medicinal alcohol.
Medicinal alcohol and stuff. But these farms got flooded, so there's hundreds, if not thousands, of snakes that are being spotted everywhere.
Yeah.
A lot of them venomous, and people are terrified, but they're also getting free meals because they're like, yo, we eat this all the time. They freaking munch snakes all the
They
time.
do.
Guangxi cuisine is like snake heavy.
Yeah, it's all about snake eating.
Look at
know.
those Nessies.
Yes, crazy. I mean, look, unfortunately, there have been reports of people being bitten, and because
And died.
they can't get
They're getting infected.
yeah, they can't be treated. There's nowhere to go, and everything's blocked off. This mental guy going down this mountain.
The stupidest thing you can do. Why is he going down into the flood?
Yeah, I would stay high on high ground, right? But this guy looks like he's on one of those magic mountain, like
it looks like a
tours.
freaking log flume.
Yeah,
Like you're gonna splash the people on the bridge at the
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Yeah,
it
we're
looks
in
like.
Mickey Mouse here.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a bad idea.
Yeah.
By the way, this is called severe convective weather.
Okay.
So that's why you're seeing rare tornado outbreaks and flooding across the country at the exact same time.
It is strange because look, every year we see these horrific floods in China. Every single year, without fail, and sometimes multiple times a year.
It's been really bad this past 2 years.
Yeah, it just keeps getting worse. That's the thing, it gets worse.
Yes.
So there has to be a reason behind it because, you don't historically suddenly just change the weather.
You also have a really, really bad situation that this weather has become, extreme weather events are becoming more and more common, right?
Yeah.
But 70% of Chinese cities are in extreme weather territories. So they're like, you're in urban areas that are getting destroyed.
Yeah.
It's not just
By
out
the
in
way,
countryside.
There's that reservoir dam that we saw in the beginning, the
Yes.
one that costs how many millions to reinforce. Look at how crap it is. It's got a layer of concrete that looks about an inch thick, and then it's just earth. Look, see there? It's got this tiny bit of concrete on it. It's
You
literally...
need fire, wind, water, and heart.
yeah,
You
you
can't
do.
just have earth.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, honestly, it's just a bunch of dirt. It's like
It is.
kids making a sandcastle on the beach, and they put it like...
Listen, that doesn't make any sense. This was $500 million US.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Look at it. These, yeah.
That's $500 million of Baijiu and overseas properties is what
Yeah.
that was.
Everybody's lives depended on this pile of dirt.
Yes.
Looks like a kindergarten project, and then
It
someone
does.
put like cement powder on top and
Needs more
patted it down. Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's insane. So we've actually got like breaking, just released drone shot of this, where you can see. You can
Literally
see where,
break.
yeah, see where it broke in two places like that, just collapsed, and it's just some lame dirt with a little thin bit of concrete and some
Yes.
grass on the other side.
Yes.
And unfortunately, what is it? A good 90% or so of China's dams are that.
Yes, they're called rock earth dams, I believe. They're built into the bedrock. They are very vulnerable if they're poorly
You mean built
constructed.
on top of the
On top of that's what I meant. I'm sorry. Very vulnerable to this kind of stuff if not maintained. Well, even when maintained.
No, they're
If
just
built
they're
poorly.
lame. They're lame because it's kind of like when you don't have a proper way of doing something, you make a plan, right?
Yes.
So like, oh, we need to build a dam. Well, let's just get a bunch of earth and throw it there and put a little screed of concrete on top, rather than like building something like the Hoover Dam or the Three Gorges Dam, which is, you know, like gravity
I'm gonna
concrete.
get into that in a second.
Yeah. Here's some of the aftermath, you know, people returning to see the absolute devastation that these floods have caused in the area. And I mean, this water's not gone away, by the way. It's moving downstream. It's starting to affect places in Guangdong and so on right now.
Where the economy is very important to China.
Absolutely. And I mean, how long is it going to take to recover from this? Everybody,
You can't put a date on it.
yeah. Yeah, by the
Okay.
time they even start to clean up, the next flood will hit and it'll happen all again.
Yes, every year.
Yeah.
But this is particularly devastating.
Yes. Again, China doesn't know how to do drainage. They haven't built drainage into their cities.
No.
If you,
It's like medieval drainage.
yeah, it doesn't even exist half the time. It's just they put a grate down and they dig a little hole and it doesn't go anywhere. If you look at Tokyo, for instance, they have those huge underground, like, open spaces.
It took them decades to build. China doesn't care. It doesn't care about 1 year from now. It's
Yeah.
a knee-jerk, very quick, let's fix it now society.
Yeah, let's quickly build a skyscraper and put some LEDs on
Yes.
it. We don't care if there's drainage down below, right? Yeah, it's horrific. So many people's livelihoods are being affected.
Before this part wraps up, I do want to throw some facts out here. This is very important. The reason that China's covering this up, and the reason they don't want you to know about this, by the way, they claim 39 people died. 39 people died. I ran some numbers using very conservative estimates. It's thousands at the very bare minimum. Yeah, thousands of people died here, and they are claiming final figure 39.
I saw more than 39 people
Yes,
in the
footage
flood
we didn't
footage,
show. Yeah.
which they're clearly not alive.
It's so offensive and so despicable, and the reason they don't want people to know about it is the Three Gorges Dam. I just want to read this out. If it were to burst, and by the way, it has some cracks, right? It has a potential to fail.
Sure.
This is the dam that has slowed the rotation of the Earth.
Yes, it's China messing with the universe.
Yes. It would immediately kill 500,000 people, like immediately.
Yeah.
Displace 400 million people in China. It would displace a third of the entire country. It would destroy the entire country.
Yeah.
Eventually, 100 million people would die.
At the minimum.
100 million people in China would die. So a third of the population of the U.S. would die from this dam's collapse, right?
Yeah.
It would tear, the country would cease to exist, right?
I mean, why would you build such a weak point into your country?
It seems
It's like
crazy.
It seems like a very bad idea.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Anyway, we got to take a look at some of the response. So, of course, what does China do when there's a big thing like this? Is they pride themselves on their
This is-
PLA military response, and they're gonna go help. But they don't. What they do is they make these campaigns. So they get the soldiers to line up and say, "Don't worry, we'll stop the
We'll
floods."
stop the flood. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is offensive.
It is.
We'll stop the flood with
Yeah.
our legs.
Yes. Look at us.
What are you doing?
So people are actually mad
Yes.
that post this because right here you have this bunch of PLA, you know, whatever they are, rescue dudes turning up. But instead of actually helping people, they take photo opportunities. That's what they do.
This is that's pause that real quick. That's dystopia. You're
Yeah.
standing in flood aftermath and you're pledging your allegiance to the Communist Party.
You know what this looks like? It looks like, you know, like that Iwo Jima, and they like
Yeah,
put the.
yeah.
This is the look what
Yeah.
communism did. We did this.
We did-
It's like they're celebrating a victory of destruction.
What have you done?
Why do you do that? You don't do this like, yeah,
Do
pose.
that in like a nice place, like a one that you're proud of. This is the aftermath of a destruction
They
that was
are.
caused by
It's
that
like
flag.
they're celebrating that. Yeah, this flag. We
is
did this. We are victorious over like
Dude.
people here.
Unbelievable.
So bad. It's so bad. You look. They're like, okay, move here, move there. Okay, good. Let's take
All
a
for
picture.
the camera.
It's all for the camera. It's all garbage. They didn't warn people. They basically let everyone drown that was going to drown, and then when they're
blocked it.
done, then they come in and take the glory.
First, they blocked it all.
Oh yeah, and they
arrested
don't.
everyone.
Yeah, they don't. You know when there's something else in China, you are not allowed to do rescue efforts.
No.
Only the military is
Yes.
allowed. So if you and your local villagers decide, okay, we're all going to go out and save people, we're going to get some boats. Look at this dumbass sitting
There's
eating.
literally tents for
There's
his folks
tents right there, but that's
this
just
is
so
for
they
the
can take
camera.
photos. Yeah.
Oh, he's so sad. They have
Yeah,
to
they
be in
love
the
this
rain.
victim thing, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, like, if you were to go out and mount rescues,
Yeah.
you would get into trouble.
Yep.
Legally, they would come and arrest you for doing that.
Correct.
Because only the PLA are allowed to do that.
For the camera.
Yeah. Again,
Not to say some of these guys don't want to help, by the way. You know.
yeah. I want to just point out that their equipment is so high tech that it reminds me of like the response to the 1909 floods or whatever.
It's worse.
It's 1910. You know what? You got a shovel and a piece of cardboard. What is up with these guys?
So
China's
stupid.
living in the future.
Yeah.
So where are the robots or whatever?
Yeah.
And the big like fancy machinery.
Yeah.
No, they just have cardboard and shovels. Good job, guys. You know, it's like the Red Cross in 1910. It's dumb.
It's just appalling.
So they love to put out these videos of like, oh,
Working so hard.
but why are they always eating? I think that's
So important
it's-
in China.
It seems insulting because everybody's like starving because they can't eat now, they
Yeah.
can't drink because everything's being destroyed, everything's like contaminated.
Yeah.
But they always show the soldiers eating, and oh, it's like, it's so hard that we have to eat. I don't get it. And then they're like, oh, looks like, you know what the PLA does?
What?
They eat and they sleep. Look, it's always like, oh, we're just taking a nap. I know it's supposed to be like we're so exhausted from all the hard work, but in actuality,
Yeah, no, I gotta be like super clear though. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that people didn't help. The PLA
course.
definitely helped, right?
course.
But they're only allowed to show certain signs of this.
Yes.
And it's for the camera.
it's sleeping and eating for
Yeah.
the most part,
Yes.
and being muddy. But one thing that was interesting is like while they're preparing to like send them off to go help,
little creepy.
why are they taking riot shields?
Why do you have a shield?
Why do you have riot shields when you're gonna go help a bunch of
Gonna-
drowning people?
You're gonna go fight a flood with a shield? Oh, they stood.
Yeah.
To the block of their leg.
Maybe they were to block it with
Yeah.
the shield. Okay. Now, weirdly enough, in Xinjiang, all the way in western China, there were also these devastating
Yes.
flash floods at the
In
same
the desert.
time.
In the desert.
Yeah. Absolutely insane. Yep. I'm surprised they don't just have a bunch of dancing Uyghurs and say everything's okay.
Yeah, like they make them dance. Tell everyone it's fine.
Yes.
They probably did. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Of course they
A
did.
little more of this whole theater that goes on here. Look, they pretend like, oh, look, we're helping these men and these people out of this. And look, it's like, it's not even...
It's a camera crew.
It's a camera crew and it's this deep.
Go ahead and do that again.
Yeah. Go, get that. Look, everyone's watching this theater. They're like, oh, okay, put that old man back in there and then take him out again because that wasn't dramatic enough.
This pisses me off.
Of course. Land wind in the background there.
What a name.
Yeah. He's like there. He's like, okay, taking a photo. Let's do it again.
Okay, do that again with my red camera.
Yep.
Everyone's
Just
helping.
make sure everybody looks all like
I like how
downtrodden.
they're behind the propaganda cameraman, though. Like,
Yes.
he's in the shot.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
This is so annoying.
It's infuriating.
39 people died, guys.
39 people died in that massive flooding where nobody had any warning. Everybody was indoors. And by the way, it completely flooded the first story of every building and more. Everyone that's down there playing their games, playing cards, or doing whatever in the shopkeepers, school children, everything's all like that without warning, and only 39 people died.
Right.
Absolute nonsense. So, of course, what's going on here? They start to say that all of these videos are AI.
So they try to pull all the videos that people are posting about the flood, but there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and now millions of people talking about
Yes.
this, right? So they're like, okay, this flood is crazy. So they got to do damage control in different ways. So they make bot accounts, and they go on everyone's videos that they haven't been able to remove, and they go and flood the comments and say, oh, don't pay attention to this video, it's AI.
Yeah, just an AI bar. You know, if you look at the comments there, it's basically, this is AI, this is AI, this is AI.
It's another form of censorship in a
Well-
way. You're trying to control the narrative.
I can tell you one thing, that what we showed you today is not AI. We ran all of the videos through AI detectors, and when you've got multiple videos of the same reservoir collapsing and satellite imagery and everything, you know it's not AI. It's real. But China won't let like foreigners come in there.
We did want, this is interesting. This article is not real.
This
but
we
we made
made.
a parody article called China Unveils Groundbreaking Aqua Panels. Green Leader Tech Strikes Again. So you can see these aqua solar panels.
Exactly.
They're still doing their job even when it floods. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, it is. This is just us making, taking a piss, because this kind of thing happens far too often where you see China trying to claim some kind of win when there clearly isn't one.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do more of that in the future. Okay, so experts point out that 91.8% of China's dams are earth rock dams, which are the most prone to failure. among existing reservoirs. 87.1 of the low dams were built before 1979, with nearly half having a dam age exceeding 50 years.
That's scary.
At that time, construction primarily relied on mass movement style indigenous methods, and these dams now all represent safety hazards. From this perspective, the lingering disasters and harms from the Mao Zedong era are far from over.
This is a warning. There's going to be so much worse to happen.
Yeah, well, remember, part of Mao's thing was you got to build dams.
He freaking loved dams.
Yeah,
it was part of his prerogative. The problem is this one had like $500 million US put into it, and it still failed.
Yes.
Right, and that's a modern.
So they obviously realize that, hey, this one is rather strategic. There's a lot of stuff downstream. Let's reinforce it.
Correct.
And it just took one heavy rainfall and it was done for.
Correct.
So most of the dams out there in China are these archaic things, which were, by the way, built very badly in the first place.
Yes.
Because they were built under this whole stupid, like, Mao Zedong era, where it's just like, the people will rise up and go build a dam. And so everyone's like, okay, well, I'm not a structural engineer, but I know how to mound some dirt together.
Correct.
And then they're like, get old Wang out here. He knows how to use a shovel.
Literally.
And then they built these stupid dams everywhere.
Yeah.
And now they're all coming apart. They're
Now
bad.
they're damsels in distress. You know?
It's a damn problem.
It's a damn problem.
Exactly.
It's a damn shame.
Yep. A lot of damage is going to happen.
Yes. Not everyone was freaking out, though.
No, I mean, this dude's
This
chill.
guy chilled. He made his own little wall.
You picked the right
That's
guy
kinda
for
cool.
the job.
Better hope that
They're making the
doesn't
best
get
out of a
worse.
situation,
He really
right?
is. He
Yeah.
really is. They're all just chilling, hanging out.
Yep.
Even
That has gotta
when
be
Remy ain't by
terrifying.
my side, he's
You don't want to
always
touch that
in my
water either. There's raw
heart.
sewage in there.
And
So we
in
wanted
my
to remind you
face.
of the Zhengzhou flood quickly.
Yes.
Because every time a disaster like this happens, the Chinese government downplays it and they get away with it too.
They do. They do.
They say 39 people died. Maybe later they'll slightly add more because
What,
it's
like 5?
whatever. But guess what? Couple months, even a month, couple weeks from now, everybody in the world will be like, oh, there were some pretty bad floods in China, but only 39 people died, so, whatever.
Because that'll be what's the official data.
Yeah.
And that's what'll go into articles, and that's what'll go into AI summaries, and that's what'll go
Yeah,
into
so when you
SEO,
look like,
search
oh,
results.
natural disasters, and
Yeah.
it'll be like, oh, in America there was a flood and like 200 people died, but in China, the whole province was underwater and only 39 people died. That means China's better, where in fact it's way worse.
Just remember this, in 2021, this tunnel was
Take
4
a look at this.
kilometers long.
4 kilometers, what's that, 2 point something miles?
2.5 miles.
Okay,
Okay?
this.
Six
And
lanes
it's,
of traffic, by the way.
it's 6, yeah, it's 3 on
two
each side.
sides.
By the way, you see the signage at the top? And the signage, this is that same signage. It filled over. It completely filled. And how long did it take it to fill?
Minutes? 15 to 30 minutes. 15 to 30 minutes to the ceiling.
Yeah, to the absolute ceiling. 5 minutes to raise all the way up.
The tunnel was gridlock traffic.
Yes, because on one side of the tunnel there was a toll gate, and they stopped the toll gate, so it was backed up both ways.
Yes? So, I want to show you this, the pile up, okay?
Yeah.
Just before I tell you just because there's probably some new people here that weren't around for this disaster when we covered it.
Yeah.
Because they've successfully buried this.
Oh yeah, yeah,
No pun intended. These are some of the cars.
yeah. This is some of the cars that
These
were.
are the cars on the outside,
Yep.
not on the inside of the tunnel, which again was full
Yes.
on both sides.
Correct.
Got at least one
Here's the line of some of the cars,
This is after they've been dragging them
and
out.
here's the cars. And this is not all of them.
No,
this
this
is
is
a
just some
drone
of them.
shot of some of the cars that were pulled. So no one survived this.
No.
Obviously, you don't swim out of a tunnel.
If you're in the middle of that tunnel that's
no.
4 kilometers long
No.
and it starts
filled
to
up.
fill up and you decide, okay, I'm going to escape. First of all, you can't drive out. You have to open your door, which is already like up to here with water. Get out, and within 5 to 10 minutes, get
I
to the
wrote
end.
a summary.
Okay. All right.
First, I will tell you. So, by the way, there's anywhere from 1 to 2,000 cars.
One more
That were
thing.
submerged.
When this happened, we showed a clip of somebody at the entrance of the tunnel running up and knocking on people's windows and saying, "Get out of your car!
Yeah.
Get out of your car!" Nobody opened their door. Nobody got out. Even the ones right at the entrance. So everybody in the tunnel was also just thinking they'll be fine.
You ready for this?
Sure.
So 1 to 2,000 cars were submerged.
Okay.
China, official claim. I can't even read this seriously, but I'm going to.
Okay.
The government claimed that 6 people died in this tunnel. 6 human beings died.
6 people died when thousands of cars were submerged, and that tunnel flooded to the roof within minutes.
This is what I wrote. To believe that only 6 people died in a fully submerged 4-kilometer underground gridlock tunnel requires assuming that thousands of commuters, including the children and the elderly, all successfully abandoned their cars immediately and ran uphill out of a dark, rapidly flooded 4,000-meter tube simultaneously. This is why local residents labeled this 6 deaths as outright insanity. You know what they did? They went down to lay flowers at the entrance of the tunnel.
Yeah, or at the subway station. Because not only those people, but people in the subway also live streamed
Yes.
themselves drowning. It was horrific.
6 people.
They said 6 people
These are the
died.
flowers. You know what they did? They blocked the flowers off with
Yeah, they
barriers.
censored
They
the.
didn't see it.
Yeah. So people were putting down memorial flowers.
They removed them.
Yeah, they took them away and then they actually just put barriers. So
And they also harassed people that left them and then
Yeah.
posted it.
Yeah. Absolutely outrageous. And this is what you're dealing with. And that's the reason we're bringing this up is they got away with this.
They
They
did.
got away with this.
Who's talking about this other nut?
Can you imagine the outrage if it came to light that thousands of people drowned in that tunnel because China didn't warn people? Again, they didn't warn people, and they caused it by blocking off that stupid toll gate, so people couldn't even move. So all these thousands of people, okay, let's say at the very least, let's really go real low and say a couple hundred people died. Of course, it's more.
It's
It's impossible. Let's say a couple hundred. It's a massive disaster the world around would know about. Okay, if that happened anywhere else in the world, people would talk about it. But China somehow convinced everybody that it's 6. And that's why they don't allow foreign journalists in either. It's because the foreign
That's the
journalists
priority.
show the truth.
That's the priority.
So they said only 6 people died in that tunnel. That's the official number. So look, years later now, everybody's going to be like, oh yeah, no, China, they only have a small amount of casualties when there's a big disaster.
That's something you always have to factor in when you look at Chinese statistics.
Yes.
Is that it's always literally government statistics. And the government statistics downplay it to the magnitude of like 0.01%.
Which is dumb.
Yeah.
It's
But
like that
that's all that's
20,000 pound man tells you, oh,
Yeah.
I weighed myself last night, I'm only lift 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, you're
Like,
not.
no,
And
I
they're
can
like,
see her.
and they're like, no, look, it's 200 pounds, and they'll show you a picture of their scale.
Yeah.
That they just downloaded off the internet. You know what I mean? And you gotta believe them because that's the official
gotta
number.
believe.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, before we move on, this is what you missed on Monday.
Our patron show.
Yes, this was fun.
Support us there.
So we have to guess this one, Russia or China.
Yeah, so each picture. Now, these are not historical. These are current
Like
day.
right now.
Right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced. Pretty convinced I know that one.
See, I wouldn't be.
And the clothes hanging on the balcony and stuff. But I mean, I suppose Russia maybe does that too. This is getting tougher than I thought. Although, yeah.
So it went from teacher to big brother to rival. Well, perceived rival, border enemy, and then an awkward neighbor. So
Yeah,
kind
so
of like,
that's the timeline.
what's your favorite foreign food? They're probably gonna say borscht.
They walk around with their red scarves and they're supposed to be volunteers for the CCP, and it's really not cool.
The Soviet Union was the same in China. They actually helped really boost the Chinese economy. Mao didn't develop a legal system.
No, why bother when you can just copy?
Exactly. He was a disaster, right? Why do you think it was so poorly implemented?
This is that time they went on a holiday at the seaside. So a seaside holiday.
Oh,
You know.
see, they look like a couple of seamen, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, like, I like how they've got the balls, you know?
They're in the bird on
Yeah.
top of the balls joined in union.
Yes, exactly.
Poetic, isn't it?
Yep. That was fun.
It was. We talked about everything that China stole from the USSR, the Soviet Union. We did a big deep dive comparison on how China's current systems are actually just Soviet systems.
Yeah.
And we played a fun game called Is It Russia or China?
That was a hard game.
It's a hard game.
Super hard.
By the way, it's the best place to support us. If you do like what we just talked about today, and we're still going, by the way, go to patreon.com/ADVpodcast. Support us. We have another show every single Monday. So if you like this show,
Yeah.
you're going to love our Monday show because we do deep dives on stuff.
Yep.
It's not a free-for-all. It's targeted topics. You get to participate live. There's over 200 episodes now. If you sign up now, just now, you still get access to all the episodes we've done.
Yep.
And all of them going forward. So I can't say this enough. It's hard for us to get sponsors. We want to give back to the community if you give back to us. So we have a whole nother show on patreon.com/ADVpodcast.
We'd love to see you there if you have the means. We do understand it's a big ask, but thank you. All right, we got to get back to this because we're not done, guys. We're not done.
We ain't done.
So look at that.
So Hubei and Hebei had these clouds where the people started spazzing. They were
Yeah.
like, what is this?
Yeah.
And you would, right? You're like, what is this?
Yeah.
This is not a common occurrence in this area of China where it's quite flat. Pretty boring landscape. Heavy pollution. You're used to seeing factories. You're not used to seeing like the apocalypse roll in.
I know that's pretty scary. It's like a disaster movie.
It is, and it turned into a disaster movie, unfortunately. It wasn't just like, look at some weird clouds. You know, that's where you hope it ends. This is where it began.
Yeah.
This is where it all began, guys. So you can see the storms in the background here, but in Ezhou City.
Yeah, in Huanggang City.
Yes, in Huanggang City and in Ezhou City in Hubei.
Yes.
This absolute insane rash of tornadoes hits. And nobody was prepared because they don't get that.
Oh, look, it was influenced by a typhoon. That's interesting.
Yeah.
By Typhoon Maysak.
Maysak.
They Maysak the place.
Maysak.
Yeah, anyway, now this is pretty horrific. Let's take a look. Again, unprecedented. I sped this up like 8 times. Otherwise, you know, look at that. There it comes tearing through. Look at that.
Wow. Like straight in the cities.
Yeah.
You know?
Again,
This is mandate heavens.
yeah, take a look. And China's not set up for this.
No. You thought the flooding was bad.
Yeah.
Imagine they have no disaster prevention for tornadoes.
No.
That's an American thing.
I mean, like in places that are hit by typhoons every year, like down in Shenzhen, they are ready for it. I mean, when I say ready for it, they at least people are used to it.
Used to it.
Yeah, I mean, stuff always breaks and
Yes.
signs are falling down and stuff. But yeah,
Trees
this,
fly through buildings.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but here in central China here,
They're not used to it here. No, they don't have any way to. And again, this is what happens if you don't warn your populace.
Yeah.
Like I
yes.
was saying, when I was driving around in my car and that stupid voice comes on, whatever, it's warning this and that. That happens here in the United States, and Amber Alerts and things like that. I've never seen that before. In China, they don't have that. They don't warn you about these things. You know?
Don't.
So imagine you had some warning that severe weather was coming. You probably wouldn't set up your umbrellas outside.
No, why would you?
So look at these people.
They don't even
being-
know what tornadoes are.
Yeah, I mean, like you've got people trying to run a food cart, and all of a sudden they're being swept down the road.
There's so many food carts, though, wouldn't you say?
Do I have to? Okay, fine. Okay,
Kinda
all
got
right. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, let's get back to it. So I mean, that's the problem is you create these hazards because you don't warn people.
yeah.
So not only are people out and about when they shouldn't be out and about, but all of this stuff that's hanging around outside should have been tied down or taken indoors or whatever. Now it's flying around hitting people in the head. Absolutely terrifying. It's ridiculous. But wait till we see the aftermath. We got some drone footage.
Oh my gosh, that's the crazy stuff.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, look, these poor people. It's just not cool.
No.
So yeah, I think this is actually a different shot from the one I showed in the beginning.
Yeah, believe it or not.
But from a different building, someone was just filming it. But this one is like in normal time, normal speed. You can actually see it start to come down somewhere there. Maybe. You know, in Shenzhen, I had to experience quite a number of those typhoons.
Me too.
Insane.
The worst ones I ever was in was when I lived in Taiwan, actually. But they are way better set up.
They're prepared for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, typhoons are common in Taiwan. They actually have like
And earthquakes.
typhoon parties. I
Yeah,
remember all
it
the
was fun.
foreigners
Fun
get
as hell.
together and get horrifically drunk, you know, because you don't have to go to work.
It was fun.
In China, they will not prevent you from going to work. I'll tell you that. Oh, take a look at that twister over there.
Makes me want to drive a 98 Dodge Ram right to the center.
I have that twister truck. Remember?
We do.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, but I still use it. Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. Wow, it's crazy. It's weird that every car that I buy ends up being a movie car, and it's not by choice.
No, it's true though.
Yeah, I just always find out, oh, it's from a movie.
I think it's by choice secretly.
Maybe it's like subliminal,
Yeah.
like because I saw it in a movie, so I like always liked it or something.
movies. I just want the cars from all the movies.
Yes.
You do have a DeLorean.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Oh, how do you know?
Because I know you pretty well.
I may have one hidden in a barn somewhere.
Barn fight.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we saw that.
Yeah. Okay. We're moving on. I just wanted to make sure that we've all seen this because it's unprecedented. It's never happened before.
Of course.
Okay. So extreme weather events all happening at the same time, but bizarre.
It is.
It's almost like some big vengeful like nature spirits coming
You
down.
call it that, but it's actually called the aerosol effect.
Yeah, sort of.
It's when aerosol forcing happens, which alters the rain pattern.
Yeah.
It's really the particulate matter and the PM 2.5, like the air pollution and stuff. I can get really nerdy about it, but it creates these micro climates in a way. They're just destroyed the Earth. It's ironic that last episode we talked about the whole fake Great Green Roll.
Yeah.
The reforestation efforts are actually just a net negative. Because they planted monoculture trees, which basically suck all the groundwater out, and then it rains in places it's not supposed to.
This is obviously part of that.
Of course, it's all everything is connected, right? You have one Earth, right? And then we sound like a '90s environmental PSA, but it's like China's really effed up the world.
Yeah.
Modern
I mean,
China.
You can't mess with nature too much, otherwise nature messes with you.
Like we're starting to see some comeuppance.
Yeah, it's possible. I tried to get AI to make a Captain Planet thing.
Yeah.
Whereas Captain Planet versus China, and I was like, this is not politically okay.
I bet it would be fine if you did America.
No, then I called the AI a coward, and then it did it. I said, you coward, and then it did it.
It does tend to respond. It doesn't like the involvement.
Yeah, so here's
look at
the
this
aftermath. Yeah, look, at just this absolute collapse and devastation.
Wow.
This may lead to economic collapse and devastation.
It may. We're not rooting for that.
No. I mean, wow, the amount of just the sheer scale of the devastation that China has endured over this past week.
It's unprecedented.
Yeah, it's
Unfreaking precedented.
yeah. And at the same time, so they're firing missiles at like Australia and the Philippines and stuff like that. Why would you do that now? Maybe it's like, man, there's so much going on. We just gotta cause like something somewhere else so people don't look and see what's happening here.
Yeah, get ready for China to do something absolutely insane just to deflect from all this stuff.
Oh yeah. They'll be like,
Please don't. Please don't.
oh yeah. Well,
Oh yeah.
what about that building in Manhattan that buckled?
Oh yeah, that old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sorry, but
sheer skin.
You cannot
What do you
compare.
mean the immaculate emergency response
exactly.
that got everyone out, and it was old?
Yes, from 1960.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they'll do. You show something like this with the floods, they'll be like, what
Remember
about the
when that
Ohio
hotel-
Trail
Yeah, yeah.
derailment?
Yeah. Where no one died.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. Let you show this. I mean, nobody's rooting for this, right?
No.
It's almost like China is, though. They're flocking.
Oh, China does root for disasters when they happen elsewhere. When an earthquake or something hits Japan,
Yeah.
they celebrate.
Oh yeah.
They celebrate online, and it's disgusting. Obviously, not all Chinese people, but those online netizens, they're so horrific
Yeah.
that they go and celebrate the deaths of people in Japan.
You're right.
They celebrate misfortune when it happens everywhere else in the world.
Gansu, massive landslides.
No one celebrates misfortune when it happens in China. Have you noticed that? We all want people to be safe.
Of course.
You know?
Again, massive landslides in Gansu. That's all the way in northwestern China.
Completely different
Completely
area.
different area. Just freak landslides, just burying people.
Yeah. All in the same week, guys. This is not normal.
It's really,
You know?
It's really, 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 really not.
Huh.
But it's almost like blending into each other because it all happened all at once,
Did they say 21 people died? Interesting. It's always that low number. Yeah. This is ridiculously low number. Is that not that reservoir? Or is that something else? No, this is something else.
No, this is in Gansu.
Oh, okay, yeah. With the landslides?
Yeah, I mean, it all blends together, right?
Yeah, look, it's the same earth dam garbage where it's got like an inch of like concrete or an inch of cement.
Yeah.
Someone sprinkled some powder on there and said like, oh, it's done. You know, like that Salt Bay? Except it's just
Dirt Bay. It's Dirt Bay just got in there.
it's Cement Bay, and he's just dropping a little bit of this like,
Earth Bay.
yeah, exactly. Pig Bay, you know.
There's a lot of bays.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of bays.
What's going on with these trucks? Part of the
It's all
landslides?
part, and there's only so much you can see of this. Worldview time!
Yeah, let's move away from China and talk about worldview. Oh, yes. So we had this fantastic interview with Chris Fenton. He's a very well-known
Hollywood exec.
producer. Yeah, and Hollywood exec.
Famous for Iron Man 3, famous for Looper, famous for tons of movies, and famous for linking Hollywood to China.
Yeah.
And he's had a big change of heart. We had an amazing conversation with him.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the people behind the whole Hollywood selling out to China in the first place.
With
And that
great
was-
intentions.
Obviously, it was a different time, and
We were the
things,
same.
yeah, things were going in a different way. But he realized how bad it had gotten, and so now he's fighting back. So we wanted to just give you a little highlight of what he had to say.
Yes, but the full interview is on this channel here.
Yes.
So we want you guys to go watch it after this.
Yeah,
live
that's
show.
linked in the
It's
description.
linked in the
Just
description. Go check it out.
gonna give you a taste so you guys can see if you like it or not, and then you can go and take a look.
The most crazy,
yes.
colorful adventures of working between the two superpowers that were sometimes getting along, sometimes not, but with that mission and purpose of sort of that Kissinger and Nixon imperative of trying to open up that frozen relationship any way possible. So yes, it was a combo of reckless capitalism, but it was also under a guise and a belief that we were doing the right thing. And here we are today realizing a lot of what we were doing was not the right thing, and it was actually to the detriment of the long-term health and welfare of the United States of America. And, you know, we have been talking about this for, I think, now since my book came out in 2020, and it's something that we need to keep at the top of everybody's minds and really focus on how to improve the relationship in a way where America comes first and we prioritize this country over just whatever Beijing is asking for. I'm from the future. You want to move to China.
I'm from the future. You should go to China.
And that was the highest testing moment we had when we tested the movie in various markets around the United States. We also were permitted to go to Hong Kong in the middle of the trip. So we were down there during those protests and during that slow sort of motion train wreck once again, Beijing taking over Hong Kong 27 years before that deal that they signed in 97 was supposed to take effect.
Yeah.
So I got to smell tear gas. I got to see the free Hong Kong, graffiti everywhere. I got to see a lot of the protests, and some of them turned into quasi riots or a little more chaotic than any sort of peaceful demonstration. We got to see the dead people lined up around the Hong Kong airport. There were those big protests taking place at the universities then, and that started to open my eyes. I actually went out on a boat. A friend of mine one night, and we were the only boat in Hong Kong Harbor that night, which was absolutely spectacular and eerie to see, because that's one of the busiest harbors on Earth.
Yeah.
And then when I got back from that trip, it was a couple weeks later, and I was already sort of like feeling queasy about what this meant to me as somebody that was always focused on US-China bridging and making people work together, and being called a shill for Beijing or whatever by sort of random people every once in a while, but always looking past that and saying that greater good was more important. The thing that was my punch in the nose that sort of came on top of that queasy feeling was the Daryl Morey tweet, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong," which he tweeted not in China but outside of China, and somebody showed it to me, and I thought to myself, I don't know who this guy is, but so be it. And then I looked into it, and I realized he was the GM of the Houston Rockets, and I go, holy moly, that's going to kill the NBA. And I remember telling a buddy of mine who was standing on the sideline of a kid's soccer game, I said, this is going to be a big issue for NBA. And he said, why is that? And I just said, because Yao Ming is the biggest thing ever, and that's the Houston Rockets, and this is just going to flare up. And of course, like within minutes it did. I thought you could create a movie that was completely 100% American made, with all the craftsmen, all the below the line crew, all the above the line creative, actors, writers, directors, producers, the vendors that are involved around it. In this particular movie, it's a smaller independent film, but it utilized 1,200 people, and they're all American. No offense to South Africans, but this one happens to be 100% American. It's got a nostalgia of summer camp, right? So older people like it, kids love it because they're in the middle of it. And maybe people will get inspired to go see it because it's a template for making more made in America product from Hollywood in the future. And, you know, maybe also feel like, hey, Hollywood has always been the best in the world at what we do as a craft, as something that we're creating film and television content. So why not harness all of that, like, premium quality sort of narrative and say, here's a made in America film, and hopefully people go and say, hey, you know what, when I buy a motorcycle, I gotta buy a Harley Davidson. When I buy a cooler, it's gotta be Igloo. When I buy a pair of jeans, it's gotta be Levi's. Why? Because you want that American quality. And we're hoping that shows that the P&Ls work on something like this. So July 22nd, it comes out. You know, we're asking people to go out and pre-buy their tickets now because that's how we gain more and more theaters. And in a very crowded summer, we come out the weekend after The Odyssey and the weekend before Spider-Man.
All right, so we'll actually have a look at that trailer in Yumcha.
Yeah, later,
Shout
during
out
the
to
Q&A.
Chris. He put out a fully American-made movie. It's really cool.
It is nice.
July 22nd, I believe. Get your tickets now. It's called Bad Counselors. It looks awesome. We'll give it
If you want to watch the entire interview, because we talked about a lot of things.
Yeah. It's a great interview.
Down in the description, you can take a look at it a little later.
Yeah.
But it's time for us to continue with Worldview, and we're actually going to talk about this missile.
Yes, so the Chinese Navy nuclear-powered submarine fired an unarmed intercontinental range missile beneath the ocean surface. This was kind of aimed towards, in my opinion, towards being able to hit Guam.
It was aimed at Australia.
Yes, but I mean, like, it went over, the flight path of Guam.
Didn't it happen at the same time that Australia and what was Solomon Islands or something? One of those
Yes.
islands was doing a thing.
Yes, but so a lot of people are. Oh, Australia is making this about themselves, which is fine. Like they're
They
absolutely.
they deserve a little bit of time in the sun.
for sure. And I just said I
Rockets,
agree.
I mean, they're in the sun all the time.
I said I agree. By the way.
Okay.
But this is absolutely a threat to the U.S. U.S.-aligned territories like Guam and stuff, and it's basically the implications of this, without getting too deep, is that this missile has proven that the entire mainland of the U.S. is now a nuclear range of China.
Yeah.
Which is really kicked things off. I mean, this is like something to actually pay attention to now.
Well, I think that, first of all, they didn't give people enough warning, because if you're going to do one of these missile tests, you usually tell your neighboring countries within 48 hours or something, you give them that window.
Yes.
Like, we're going to fire a test. They didn't. They just
Yes.
fired it off.
Yes.
It's disgusting behavior. And while China's dealing with all these natural disasters, they decide, okay, now we're just going to piss our neighbors off with a missile.
Yes, and I'm glad you said neighbors, because this is pushing back on like regional alliances with the U.S. So China right now is trying to first, it ultimately, as you'll see in an article later, is trying to take over the world. It's a hegemonic power. But what it's trying to do first is be a territorial power. So it wants to make sure that it's the strongest player in Asia. And the U.S. has a ton of presence in Asia, right? You have Japan, you have Philippines, you have
Hawaii.
Guam, you have Saipan, you have Hawaii. All these areas over in the Pacific, right? China doesn't have control of these areas, so it wants to reduce U.S. control. If you can show you can hit any of these powers, nuclear, intercontinental, ballistic missiles,
Yes,
then
from a submarine.
yeah, from a submarine, then everyone's threatened, right? So this pushes back on U.S. power in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Not good.
No, it's not. It's belligerent. It's terrible.
It's bully tactics. In fact, you would have seen these in the military parades.
Yep.
They look dumb.
They do.
They look like crap.
Looks like a grain silo on
cigar.
its
Yeah,
side
like
or something. You know, the thing is, they're usually filled with water, but not these ones. These ones were from underwater.
Yes, underwater. Thank goodness they put real fuel in this time.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Oh my.
No, but quite seriously, China's just a bully in the area, and they're not nice. Like, people complain about the U.S. hegemonic whatever. You do not want China to be the hegemonic whatever, because they're way worse. You know what I mean? Yeah, anyway, that's not a good move on China's part. By the way, this top China economist who questioned official GDP data, he just died.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Like he was the guy that said, no, China's only growing by 2%, guys. Shut
Yeah,
up."
not 5%.
And he died.
Yeah, less than 2% actually.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
And he said, then he died.
Is that kind of like a Putin sushi kind of thing?
I don't know, he died.
Yeah, anyway, he just,
Rest in
yeah,
peace.
rest in peace. It's not nice to see that.
Thanks for telling the truth.
Yes.
Wonderful article. I'm not even going to get into it. What you're looking at is a very terrifying image of a man-made island in
Yes.
South China Sea.
The one that they're not supposed to militarize, but they immediately militarize.
Literally like freaking a dystopian, scary army base from the future. And it does seek hegemony. In fact, China is a hegemonic power. It's an imperialist power. It's a neo-imperialist power.
Yes.
It's a neo-colonialist power.
Yeah, it's based they're colonizing Africa and destroying Africa and depleting all the natural resources.
Look up Zambia River disaster. It'll wake you up a little bit.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
there's a good
this
link
is
down below.
A really amazing article. I think it was on. I can't remember, but I linked it. We already kind of covered this.
Yeah, but let's just quickly go.
Sure.
Now, the reason we want to talk about this is people seem to not want to intake any information when they've got this on their mind. You know, have you ever been in a situation where you're busy telling someone a story or you're talking to someone and you can see in their face that they're not paying attention?
Of course.
They just want you to finish so that they can tell you their story or their garbage information. And they even start to mouth words of, they want you to
Yeah.
finish. They want you to finish so bad that they start to even mouth your
Don't you
words.
gotta punch them?
This is what happens when you talk about disasters in China. Because people can't wait to be like, but in America, there is a building. So you basically you want to say, listen, this entire area was destroyed by floods, and they're like, but did you hear about the freaking Pfizer building?
Yes, they
won't even take the information
You see
in.
the steam come out of their ears.
Yes.
You see their face
It
turn
pisses
red.
me off.
So freaking
So,
annoying.
we wanted to get this out of the way just quickly. Can you tell everybody what
Yes.
happened?
So, two support pillars in this building from 1960s.
1960,
buckled.
yes.
Okay, the building's interconnected steel framework shifted and redistributed the immense weight to the surrounding columns. The structural redundancy kept the building standing despite severe localized damage, and there was a rapid emergency response and a successful evacuation took place. They were a direct result of New York City's highly coordinated safety systems operating exactly as designed. The fact that the tower did not collapse and no one was injured highlights several core strengths of the city's building and emergency response infrastructure.
Yes.
Quite literally, I think this is not a good thing that this happened, but this is a wonderful thing to highlight to show you that we live in a real country
Yes.
with real emergency staff.
Must be nice to live in a real country.
We don't hide the problems.
No.
We deal with them. We get everyone safe as the first priority. It's not the safe face, it's to keep people safe.
Literally, when they noticed the structural things, they kicked into the emergency protocol.
Yes.
They got people evacuated. Whereas in China, they didn't warn the people that massive flood waters were coming in that tunnel and in the subway, and everyone drowned to death.
No.
Or in China, they didn't tell everybody that unprecedented rains have hit,
Yes.
and that this reservoir is possibly going to burst. They didn't tell anyone.
Nope.
So everyone just dies. It just shows you that you cannot compare. America is very high profile in the world. In other words, every single little problem that happens in America gets blasted on high. But what I like to tell the Chinese nationalists is, because whenever I point something out about China, that something happened in China, they will be like, what about America this? What about the homeless people in America or something? So my response to them is, do you worship America that much that the people of China's problems do not matter to you? You only care about the homeless people in America? I mean, that's very nice of you, because to point out a problem means that we need to solve that problem. People can talk about it. But you're willing to brush aside the problems of Chinese people just to focus on America's problems means you worship America and you hate China.
I agree.
You know?
100%.
It's like, just want to put this out there, that when you have this nonsense situation where a non-issue like this, which of course it's an issue, but it's a non-issue in the big scheme
the
of things.
scheme of
Nobody
what's
died. They actually
Yeah.
cordoned off the building. They will fix it or they will demolish
and they
it.
punish people, by the
Yes, yeah. They'll
Fines.
deal with this.
Yeah.
That cannot be compared to Tofu Drake buildings that collapse all the time in China, buildings that are not even 10 years old.
Yeah.
This thing's from the was built in 1960.
And no one died. No one got hurt.
Dude,
They got
yeah.
evacuated.
So just wanted to do that. That's the reason we're talking about this at all.
Yeah. At all.
At all. Okay, fine. Fine. I gotta find it. It's around here somewhere. I just don't know where. Maybe the moment's gone.
Oh
Maybe the
no,
moment's
Winston,
gone.
we can't give up.
Maybe.
now.
I
Come
don't-
on.
Okay,
Come
hang on.
on, dude.
I don't know what happened to
Come
it.
on.
I've got,
It's there.
No, it's not. It's
It's
gone.
freaking there. We didn't.
Oh, it is.
You don't secure me at all. Jane, I want to talk to you later.
Okay, it had to be done. Okay, let's quickly get through the rest of this so we can get into Yum Cha.
Yes, yes, sir, indeed. Oh, it's sticker time. Who's
Okay.
gonna win stickers today?
So we have these. Oh man, I didn't. The one day I don't bring my water bottle that has one of those stickers on it.
That's okay.
So-
There's literally a picture of one behind us.
I know. I just wanted to show you they're real.
The QR code goes to our channel. It's a good way to spread some grassroots love.
Yes.
We're gonna have 6 winners today. It's a big winner day. It's sorry. Congratulations.
You will get an email if your name pops up. If you won, somebody will get a hold of you and send you 5 stickers or however many stickers.
Yep, I think it's 5.
Yeah. For you to put anywhere you like.
If it's 3, it's 3. If it's 5, it's 5. We'll see.
Yes.
Who's next? It's Kono Kawaii.
Oh, nice. Good old Hawaii.
Sounds like Hawaii. Hawaii Island. Next up, we have.
Must be a very cute island.
Yeah, it's spelled differently. But yeah, it could
Yeah.
be cute. It's small.
Yes, yes.
Next up is Matt P.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
congrats, Matt P.
Some stickers sent right to you, right to your door,
Or your PO box if you prefer.
or your PO box, whatever you've provided.
Yes.
Next up, we have it's C. Romine or Romine.
Romine.
Romine. Let's cover all our bases.
Exactly. Romine.
Ramune soda. Romaine lettuce.
Yes. Okay, who's next?
Some jazzy tunes.
Absolutely.
Next up we have it's Romy-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, well, he did win this one.
He won.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, excellent.
Yes. And the last winner of today is Daisy.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Fantastic.
Congratulations to all the winners today.
Yes, so now it's time for us to hit Yamcha. This is our Q&A segment where we answer your questions and you question our answers. And it's Friday, so I'm very happy that the week has come to an end. I'm not sure about you.
Oh yeah. After that haul, that was a crazy week of us trying to do all that stuff.
It's been very tiring. Anyway, it's time to loosen the tie, grab a drink, a beverage of your choice, and it's time for us to answer some of your questions. And a little later on, we'll look at the trailer for Chris Fenton's movie.
That's right. Ichikami says, have a post on me, and nothing will bother me anymore. Peace and love and bubbles.
Okay, yeah.
Nothing would bother me anymore.
Donald Carter says, I remember you.
Oh, you do?
Ferraro says, China dam collapsed. You're right. Werewolf in China says, regarding today's propaganda video, why the F can China never just be good? Why must it always be compared to America? I never see this with Japan.
Yeah, that's very true. That's why when you see like, oh, Sanya, the Hawaii of China.
Yeah.
Why can't you just say it's Sanya and it can stand on its own merits?
Yeah.
Remember that? What was that garbage place, the Santorini of China?
Oh my.
That piece of crap. It looked like it came out of a gulag or whatever.
Call me Gulag Stalin.
Exactly. Oh boy.
Yes. Some
Good point,
Josh
though.
thing says, the lovely Daisy hails from Mississippi. No, oh, she's the winner of the stickers.
Excellent.
No point except Subway Wonder Man for Daisy, please.
Oh, sure thing.
Hey, do you look like a Subway Wonder Man?
Sure do. Werewolves in China says America at its worst is better than the PRC at its best, and that is not an overstatement. That is 100% correct.
Yes.
Chris says, I have heard the police cat program was a part of a project to get a new CCP party head appointed or elected. Vote Chairman Miao.
Dude, every foreigner who had a cat in China called it Chairman Mao. Every single foreigner. They thought, and every one of them were clever. Thought they were clever. You did it too, didn't you? You also did it.
Everyone. Literally everyone.
And like years before I met you, foreigners who had a cat would call it Chairman Mao.
30 years.
And I was like, you dumbasses, can you be original? And then I met you and I'm like, another one. Yeah.
One of dozen.
I'm just like, why?
Because you're in China, you got a cat. What are you going to do? Robert Sanquist says,
Maybe be original.
yeah, whatever. Come original. Gotta come original. 30 months. Here's to 30 more. Cheers. Oh, and by the way, can I get a big bag? Nope, you may not, but congratulations.
We'll sneak one in later.
We got 4 charges left on this bad boy.
Okay, cool.
Ruben Salas. Thank you. Viper Scott says, time has flown. Keep up the great work. Big bay, please.
Yeah, man. Okay. Well, don't worry. We'll get one in there.
I'll use them all up. Mike62 says, keep it up, guys. Very happy to see you live. Greetings. Thank you. And please keep safe always.
You too.
World Eater 359 says, like the stream friends, go back a t-shirt. The only Roberts we need is... I'm not going to read that. But yeah, interesting.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy. Rush It Down says, yeah, people mock us Germans for our regulations. Yeah.
Regulations are important, man. Like, when you're young, it's annoying. Like, why do I need a driver's license? You know? That type of thing.
Sovereign citizens.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just traveling or whatever. You know, like, why do I like speed limits? What's the point?
What's the point?
It's like maybe it's a bit of a suggestion more than a rule. You live in a place like China, and you start to understand that rules are so important and that the law is actually on your side. It's not against you. You grow up, you're like, man, it's damn police always trying to ruin my life, trying to ruin my fun. You go live in China and you're like, you know what? F it. I love the police. I want you to pull me over if I'm doing something wrong. Just stop me from being a bad driver or a bad person. Just like, you know.
Because you see how bad
Yeah, you see how bad it gets. It's like after a while, you're like, this sucks. You know? It's fun in the beginning, but then you're like, this sucks.
Dividion says, when China decided they don't want their population having rubbers, I didn't expect them to burn the shoe factories down too. Must be nice.
It definitely
Must be nice to live in a real country.
Oh, look at the background. Bad counselors. Yeah, we'll watch that in a minute.
Yeah. In hot water, so no, we're not paid to do this, but
No.
this is literally of our own volition. We're supporting Made in America.
100%.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris is a friend of the channel.
Yes. In Hot Water says, I enjoyed your interview with the producer of Looper. I suggested you guys do a commentary for a while back because it's a brilliant crafted piece of propaganda on par with the original Red Dawn. Yeah, you guys will enjoy the interview, I promise. Pit 5000 says, whenever such floods or dam failures happen, we should bring up the topographic map so we can see the level of destruction.
Well, we kind of did. Yeah. Oh, we didn't show topographical though. We just showed satellite image.
Sure.
I could have done that, but yeah.
Gray says, bruh, those floods though. I know, right?
You know, it gets overwhelming because it looks like, honestly, if you go back on our channel and see when we've covered floods in the past, it all looks the same. No. It all looks the same, but it's worse every time.
Yes, it has progressively gotten worse.
It really is. It's getting worse. And you think, oh, just this again. You get bored of it, but you don't understand the amount of destruction.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. Looper interview was great. Oh, thanks, Robert. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I big recommend, by the way. If you want to keep watching, it's like a half an hour. It's not that long.
Sure.
Big, wonderful, beautiful interview. Check it out. Euphoria says, oh, you're going to have some jokes, aren't we?
No, I'm stopping myself.
There we go. No, what do you mean?
No, nothing.
No, I mean, Euphoria is going to have jokes.
Oh,
He always has jokes.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a Catholic joke for Matt.
Oh, good.
All right. Here we
Always
go.
like
This
those.
is for me. A man wakes I'm not going to pre-read it.
Okay.
A man wakes up after surgery, and the first thing he says is, Doctor, how did the operation go? He replies, Doctor, excuse me, but I'm St. Peter. So effing damn.
Oh, that one sucked, dude. That was like lame. You know.
This place is so fucking damn.
You know. Yeah, whatever. I quite like there's like that trend of people doing those like on Instagram, whatever, where they're like doing something like when you're 40. You know, you're thinking you're 18 and he like just jumps off the little curb and then it's like, whoa, I'm
I like this shirt. I like this shirt.
Shirt pull ones are the best. Yeah.
Shirt pull is like they'll have fat people like falling down, but even though they're about to get hurt, they still pull their shirt down so they don't show.
It's very relatable.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Nyoki says, who wants to bet the amount of casualties of that dam breach announced by the CCP will be 10 to 29 people? Oh, it was 39.
Yes, actually, like, you know, they added a little more. Dude, it has to be at the very least thousands of people.
Look at the footage.
I know. It's ridiculous.
This place is so effing dead.
We just did that, so
It's okay.
I'll give you this one instead.
Bread is so bad.
Bread is so bad.
Yes.
Duetashka says, unbelievable, but the flooding made it to the news in Germany yesterday. Can I have a pig bay? Well, I mean, you're gonna get stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, good
Oh, wrong one.
Whoa, good him.
It is.
Oh, crap!
Diversionary tactic. That was a very successful diversionary tactic.
Some Josh Singh says, thoughts and prayers for the 29.9 casualties of flood.
Exactly.
In seriousness, that's terrible. The CCP government doesn't care. It's preposterous.
Yeah, they don't give a crap.
It's preposterous.
You know, they'll hide the numbers. Remember during COVID, they're like, oh, no one died.
Yeah.
You know?
Negative people vibe.
Yeah, it's just like,
Werewolf in China says perhaps she has the mandate of hell.
yeah.
RVP says send it to. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Air Barras says it's preposterous, and that's very generous. Thank you, Air Barras.
Wow, thank
It's
you.
amazing.
Yeah, I'll have to give you one of these and then.
It's preposterous.
Thank you.
Yes. Josh King says a donation to the beer fund. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you very much.
Electric Dream says these mother effing snakes on this mother effing floodwater.
No, think of it. It's a plane. You know, like
It was.
you know, there's like
It was the planes.
yeah, the planes, right? So you could say on the plane, but you know, yeah.
On the planes.
Yes, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plane.
There
You
you
know that
go.
kind of plane.
There you
Yeah.
Yandi Bondi with memberships for everybody. Thank you. That's very altruistic of you.
Yep.
K-pop Classic says, do Chinese people really know how much the actual news they see is filtered? My friend swears nothing happens with regards to the flood and claims that he knows everything going on there. But your friend is very wrong.
Unfortunately, Chinese people are very insulated, and they don't know much about what's going
It's
on
not their fault.
outside of their own bubble, and that's by design.
The government you basically let them have these little spheres, but that sphere doesn't communicate outside.
No, it's horrific. You know, when you meet people in China, they don't know anything. Young people don't know that the Tiananmen Square massacre even happened. You know, it's crazy.
Werewolf says, don't hand knife to foreign forces. That's ours. Yes.
Yeah, that's our knife.
Sek says, saw a few videos of astrologers predicting the end of China. I was like, yeah, right. Now I see this. Also, China trying to claim Buddhism. Why? Oh, they got to command every religion.
They think everything belongs to China. That's just the way it is, which is dumb because if you look at their most famous fable story, whatever you want to call it, Journey to the West, is literally about going to India to go get the Buddhist scrolls from the source. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I'm snapping. How come they bother to comment that the videos are AI? Can't they just remove them? So it is a tactic, and what that tactic is that if it's scattershot, right? So you can remove a lot of videos if there's like a popular video that's going viral, but you can't remove like 100,000 videos because everyone took different ones, right? So
Yeah.
what they do is they get bot accounts to go on every video related to a flood. And then the bots will be like, oh, that's AI. And then what it does is it gets in the psyche of everyone. They go, oh, the flood's not even real.
It's people do that with us all the time. Like for instance, in the comment videos, the sections of my videos, people always say like, "Oh, his wife divorced him" or something. It's to try and delegitimize the fact that I have a Chinese family
Yep.
and all that type of thing. They just come up with these stories and these narratives to try and like skew people's opinion.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, it's confusion, right?
Yeah.
And then you don't take it seriously.
Yeah, and people are like, "Oh, really?
No, I guess it's not real.
Yeah.
Rhonda Marie says a like to force the algorithm. Yeah, if you guys can click the
That'd
thumbs
be
up
very
button,
nice.
we'd love
Yeah.
it. Even
Like
if you're-
Farmer hasn't been around for like a month.
He didn't really have to
2
show up
months.
today.
Yeah.
A lot of people were really nice and clicked like today, so we hit our
that's
goal
nice.
easy.
Oh, we did?
Yeah,
It's
so
wonderful.
Give him a goal.
Okay, definitely. I've got to find that stupid thing. There we go. Oh! Thank you, everybody who has participated today. Like, quite genuinely, thank you, everybody who's here. It's
Indeed.
fantastic to have you here live.
Indeed. Doc Slothington says, was Mao a beaver? Yes, he loved dams.
Yeah.
Loved dams.
Yeah, no, he is a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
You know,
K-pop Classics, if you combine all the censorship and cover-ups with all the purges of dissenting opinions, I wonder what she in his mind really honestly sees China as. Emperor's new clothes. These guys don't care.
No.
No leader of China cares,
No.
right? You have ultimate power, and you're one of the most powerful people in the world. Why do you care what a peasant does in a flood?
yeah, don't care. It's just so much easier to censor the news. If there's bad news, just censor it,
Thank you for Kale for being a member. Josh says if you assume an average car length is 4.5 meters, a half a meter gap between cars, and 2 lanes in each direction, you get 1,600 cars. Well, there's actually 3.
3 lanes in each direction,
Yes. Elias, thank you very much for the Swedish kroner. And World Eater comes back and says, what about the Great Molasses Flood of Beantown?
yeah. Beantown.
All the pretty images says the religious and cultural control is getting that bad in Spain. El control religioso y cultural está llegando a tal extremo en España. I don't think it's even close.
Yeah.
Like even 1%, but
That's like
not to say
Pfizer
that
building
it's
logic.
not.
It's
Not to say that it's not a little.
Yeah, look, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't stand up to injustices
Sure.
in your own country. If you think something's wrong, if you think you're being censored, make noise about it. But don't even pretend it's even a smidgen as bad as China. You cannot. That's just doing a disservice to like the entire concept of logic.
Yeah.
And never mind like actual Chinese people who are being, held under the thumb of the CCP.
Yes. Some Josh thing says, I think CCP just rolls a 6-sided die and a 20-sided die to report casualty numbers. That's what their source is. What's China's source about how many people died?
My source is that I made it the f up.
Correct.
Exactly that.
That's exactly that.
Yeah.
Relevant.
Senator Armstrong for president.
Yes. As a god. 3-month milestone. I've been a viewer for the last 7 years. Keep up the awesome content.
Thank you so much. That's fantastic.
Dragonella says, please play Pig Bay Rip Flood Pigs. Nope, and I got 2 charges left. Gav,
No, it's okay. I'm not. Because you know what?
You gotta understand, Jim.
and that's fine.
Yes.
Gave Jorgensen says, don't usually make it here live. Thanks for all the hard work, sifting through the dirt to find the truth. That's really nice of you to say. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Lazio says, Big Bay, I have 1 charge left.
Yeah, you keep-
Someone charge my pen.
No, do not. We need Pig Bay.
Aj Muma says, Big Bay, I got no charges left.
Good, excellent. You're
And
doomed.
Uva Toshka says, Pig Bay.
Yes. That's good. It's good stuff, guys. Well done. Team
Wasted all
Pig
my
Bay.
charges.
Team Long Pig.
Team Short Pig. James says, hey, you. Load bearing drywall. That's an interesting name.
Load bearing drywall.
That's literally China.
Yeah, it is.
It's very poetic.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
China's built on load bearing drywall.
Exactly.
Drywall. Keep bringing the truth. I love your show. Thank you. We love your username. Average Joe says, how much for Pig Bay?
How much?
I don't know. It didn't say play it.
Oh, okay.
Uva said Big Bay. So maybe a port of Dandong? That's a
Oh,
bay.
yeah, sure. It's more of a port. I guess
In a bay.
Yeah, the port's in a bay.
For
Yeah,
sure.
That's true.
Viper Scott says Big Bay.
Yes. You did this. You
Rest
did
in
this.
peace, all those pigs that were swimming. And
Oh, dude, there's so many dead pigs in the footage. There was so many dead pigs. Where is that nonsense?
so many dead pigs.
Yeah, there was so many dead pigs. And water buffalo. You'd think they could swim that cold water buffalo after all, but I guess not, okay?
They need to change their name.
Yes,
This
exactly.
is false advertising.
Land buffalo.
Land buffalo.
Yeah,
Land
exactly.
only.
Yes.
Only
yeah.
lands.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Dude, the devastation's insane.
Yes, yes. Beer Weasel says Big Bay. Son of a... Stop it!
I tell you what, we'll do a pig baby. Let's actually take a look at this this trailer.
Yeah,
let's do like kind of a watch party. We'll stay in it.
Sure.
Let's see.
See him the weekend before Spider-Man.
There's Mr. Montgomery.
Your fraternity is still on probation. You're not throwing a party tonight, are you?
So close to me, Booty, we can almost taste it.
We are Beta Alpha Delta. You and I will never forget.
Doesn't it suck if you're beta? Like, is
It's
it?
gotta, right?
Yeah.
It's gotta.
Anyway, at least there's an alpha in there.
In the night we won't remember, boys.
Public intoxication, destruction of school property, disturbing the peace.
Rather than allowing this mistake to ruin our lives, let's make good out of it.
So community service.
Dude, how are we gonna get 120 hours in 2 weeks?
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Aren't you an answer to my prayers?
I am.
We're looking for more male counselors for Camp Burning Bush.
Tyler, in order to make this work, we really got to do our homework. If your Bible's falling apart, chances are your life ain't.
Come on, Soka.
Needs to be with you, Father.
You can just call me Tom. You tell me a little bit about your walk?
My walk is fast.
Walking to the American
Yeah, it's Casanova. Yeah, it's Nova, as in Casanova.
Ain't taking no. Let's get the rest of these bags on the bus, and then it is all aboard. Chirp, chirp.
Is the seat taken?
Actually, we're supposed to sit with one of the campers. Let me see if I can find your guy. Oh, there he is.
Would you rather smell like a foot or look like a foot?
Is everyone excited for camp?
Whose idea was it to come to this stupid camp?
Attack!
I hate kids.
Supposed to be on our phone.
Now call 10-year-old mouth shut.
I'm 12.
Then let's start acting like it, yeah?
I hate camping, and we're not Christians.
Our Father, who does art in heaven. Hello, be your name.
Come on, dude. You've got to come clean. You say something, we get kicked out.
That's great, Bart. Is that you and your dad?
It's you and me. Who are you, Grayson?
I think I'm still trying to figure that out.
It's time for a counselor makeover.
On. So good. So good.
Yeah, it looks like
Was it
fun.
on the actual screen?
What, this screen?
The next screen.
Oh, the next screen.
So people
Okay.
can have the information.
Oh, the information.
Hey,
Right.
Shadow, you seen Tyler? Nope, sorry. Okay.
Alright, so badcounselors.com, go get your tickets. Remember, we're not paid for this. We just want to support a Made in America movie. Friend of the channel, Chris Vendit.
It looks like fun.
It does look like some great.
And I didn't see any adverts for like Mungyo milk. There wasn't like
no
a
selling out.
random Chinese actress who can't speak English who just happens to be there
Yes.
because it's just, you know, the way it's supposed to be if you want to get approved in China.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love, and he only hired American staff for the
Yes.
entire movie.
It's
Never
good.
shot in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's not for the Chinese. It wasn't. It's not to appease any Chinese CCP whims.
I like that. I mean, if I want to watch an American film, it should
Yes.
have Americans in it. You know, it
Good
should be
stuff.
filmed, you know.
By the way, if you want to know what it is, two dudes in France.
Yeah.
They do something bad, and they have to do community service, and they have to go to a Christian camp. They're not Christian.
Nice.
And they have to pretend like they kind of fit in there, and it's just a bunch of hijinks.
Yeah, I got that from the trailer.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you didn't. So.
Yeah, if you somehow didn't get that. Anyway, it does look like fun. I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah, me too. We hit almost at 7,000 likes.
Whoa, that's incredible. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that, guys.
So let's continue on. Where were we?
Laszlo says Big Bang.
Oh, yes, of course. You might have to truncate a few of those if there's a bunch of them.
I have none left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We might have to
Yeah.
truncate if there's a bunch.
World Leader says, everyone liked the stream when it's at 60. I actually when it's at 7 minutes.
Incredible.
Uva says, Big Bang.
Yeah, we'll truncate. We'll wait.
Well,
There's another one.
Okay. Enforcer Crow says, pin charge.
Okay, so you
Wrist
can.
check. Just OPR, power medicated, blue, waffle dial.
And I have my very
Always
cool.
take it off.
So
Okay,
you have to remember what it is. It is a Citizen 4901169. So basically, it's a
lot of numbers.
chronograph. It's a very cool chronograph from 1973.
Nice.
Yeah. 72 actually, maybe.
Thank you for the pen charge.
And I completely got working from a piece of junk that didn't work.
Nice.
It's fun. It's cool. Yeah.
Basil says, wow, I was finally able to catch you guys. I was able to send a super chat over my smartphone while watching YouTube, but it was super difficult. Can I get a Starfish Hitler and mere mention of Taipei?
Oh, yeah, why not?
Let's continue. Greg Ellis says, play Big Bay again. True, and I will not. Now I have no charges.
Okay.
Craiget says, should I use black truffle oil in mashed potatoes?
Sounds fancy.
Sure.
I think you could put that on anything
I love
that's
truffle.
fancy.
Yeah.
Remember like those lame foreigners trying to
Point.
make the
Heal me so I
skin
can sit on the
trying to
point.
sound fancy. It's like cracked pepper over. You know, what was the tomato with cracked pepper or something?
It was, I'm trying to remember the specifics.
It was like the
Very
most
funny.
disgusting
so
slop in it, and they were trying to make it sound fancy. Yeah. You could add truffle oil to like, I don't know, Pop-Tart and be like, truffle.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Big Bay, great interview this week. Loved
I
it.
cannot stand your generation. I really can't.
Oh, yeah, where's the big
Like
bag?
you can't. You're not allowed to get excited about anything because you're afraid someone's gonna post you being like having emotion on social media. You're so fucking
Yeah, it
pathetic.
was, you bought that on
Like
yourself.
so literally
Hot
unsavable.
Classic says, remember when Tencent pulled out of sponsoring Top Gun, and it didn't get released in China, and then it did super well.
Yes.
It was awesome.
That was great. I'm so happy about that.
Same with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The highest grossing film ever after they're like, China told Hollywood, they said, remove the Statue of Liberty,
Yes.
we don't like freedom.
Yes.
They said no, and then it was the highest grossing film ever.
I know, they would literally say to Sony, if you want us to play the Spider-Man movie in China, you must remove the Statue of Liberty from the finale of the film. It was literally the end finale. It was all about, like, the Statue of Liberty. It was all about swinging off it or something, right?
Yeah.
And they wanted them to cut out the whole 20-minute ending.
Such a bad guy. They're like looting plunder.
Yeah, they were like, do that. And Sonny was like, no, that's the whole like end plot. Like we'd have to New York City. Yeah. So we have to do New York City, but without the Statue of Liberty. And they're like, yes. And they're like, okay, fine. And we're not going to release it in China. And guess what? It did great.
Yeah.
Wish more like Hollywood movie execs would stand up to China.
For sure. Like Chris.
Yeah.
Ferris wheel for Ray.
Yeah, sure thing.
The Banqiao Dam collapsed in Hunan 1975. 26 to 240,000 people gone after that typhoon. What is China's source for the 39 deaths?
Yeah, we know what this is.
My source is that I made it the fuck.
This is the best one, though.
For sure. Basil says Pig Bay, please.
Oh, yeah, okay. We'll get another one.
Come on, they're gonna lose. Not Pig Bay.
Yeah, okay. We can truncate. If there's 2 or 3, then we'll do another one. Okay, what's next?
RPB says Tausi TV is a pretty large news channel on YouTube. Okay. Average Joe says C-Milk's choice of soundsboard.
Yeah, what's your choice? This is our best choice?
I will choose Piss Frog.
Okay.
What do you think? Yeah, it's done.
Cool.
Enforcer Crow, another pen charge. Never bought an AliExpress watch? No. Why would we do that?
Oh, we did though.
Oh, we did, but for the show.
Yes, we just got it off Amazon.
Yeah.
Because for some reason Amazon sells garbage knockoff $10 Chinese petit filet clone things, and it
Smells bad.
It feels like it'll give you cancer.
It does. It almost has like an acrid energy.
It's horrible. When you put it on your wrist, you feel bad. You develop a rat.
Uva says I nearly forgot. I got my Last Breath t-shirt arrived yesterday.
Oh, excellent. Darn great.
That's awesome.
That's rare because it's not for sale anymore.
You guys got it. Got lucky. Thank you for supporting. Thank you. You should have included Sky Don't Lie when we showed the football fans in the U.S. I'm true.
Yeah, true.
Colleen, sorry man. Big Bay.
Gotta truncate it, so like we'll wait until there's another one.
Okay. So, much appreciated. All things for what they are. From Bay Nguyen. Basil says Mao was a big old fat pig.
Well, no one's gonna dispute that, right?
It's just I love the lack of eloquence.
Isn't it so infuriating when people see him on the money and you're like, oh, what do you think of him? Oh, he's a handsome man, and you're like, you are blind, okay? You are blind, or you've been brainwashed or something. Because in no universe is that a handsome man. In no universe.
Bird nest ass hair, and his hair moles.
He's a very unattractive man. Anyway,
Hunter says on a lighter note, have a nice weekend and don't trust China.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Oh, it's been a while since we've used nice. Where even is that? I've got great.
Cantonese Elvis, we need him.
Oh, here we go.
Nice. No, we need don't trust China.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to do that.
Don't trust China! China is asshole!
Canton Elvis.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Craig, I don't think that was good. Sterna says, where did all the cotton go? Yeah, that was our first soundbite, wasn't it?
I think so. Not sure.
Miss Thang, thank you very much for joining. APC Doc says, you've seen the new 13 dash line. It takes a whole island from the Philippines. China's about to take the whole world with dash lines.
Yeah, this you found an old map, guys. Great. Good for you.
Good for you. That doesn't. Good for you.
Yeah.
It's meaningless.
It's meaningless. It's nonsense.
Ira Knight, love you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sent some members. Sent another member. That was very nice. Red Letter says, how about truffle oil on Pig Bay? What is this truffle?
Yeah, it's about time for another Pig Bay. You can make anything fast.
Truffle oil fries. That was good.
You know, like gold leaf.
Gold leaf was
Remember gold leaf? You get gold leaf in food. Why?
Yeah.
Well, remember that like
gold leaf.
And there was like gold leaf tequila or something, or what was that? No, there was. No, there was a gold leaf like
liquor.
Yeah, what was that?
It's literally
Captain Morgan.
Goldschlager. It's the most famous gold leaf liquor.
Yeah, but I remember when they. I get that, but they took like some bargain basement brand like Captain Morgan spiced rum or something, and they had a gold leaf version of that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I remember trying that. It's like
spiced gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it was called. Spice Gold.
Spice Gold doesn't have gold leaf, but they probably had it.
No, they did. They had one. Yeah. It's like one of those. Yeah, a friend, and he used to keep a bottle of that in his closet. And his brother used to sneak in. He's like, this dude's old. My friend was like 40 something. Okay.
Or they just get $10.
And his brother was like in his 50s, right?
Yeah.
So his brother used to sneak into his room and take swigs So he started to like draw lines with a Sharpie, like at the level of what his Captain Morgan's Spice Gold was, whatever. You know, so that he could catch his brother out. His brother came sneaking in his room.
This is a sad existence, bro.
I thought it was quite an interesting story. It was kind of fun.
Hoarding a $10 bottle of liquor is wild.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, exactly.
Basil says no questionably colored water bottle.
This is my usual one, right? And then like my wife decided because these things are always on sale or something, she always gets me random water bottles. You know?
World Leader says Mao had a failed samurai cul-de-sac haircut. It's so that.
Yeah.
Basil says, where's the mere mention of Taipei? Another starfish then. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'll get you another one. Oh, wrong one.
I will let the card
Yeah, you'll have to have that one instead. Sorry.
That tweet, the last one says, double pen refill, please.
Okay. Yeah, too. Does it work that way?
Yeah, because he donated more than just $10.
Sure. That's good.
I can get a bottle of Spice Gold.
Yes, Captain Morgan's. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Can't wait to see your next shirt. Double pen refill. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, our next shirt's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be incredible. Yes, incredible. I want to say thank you to all the people that were here today. It was an important episode.
Very important.
I also want to recommend, big recommend, go over to Patreon if you want to support us further. Just because Monday's going to be so much fun.
Yes.
We're going to have such a good time on Monday.
Great.
Do you remember what we're covering?
No, I don't.
Do you know why? Because I gotta actually redo what won.
Yeah.
The winner of the next topic.
Yeah, because I didn't look at the result. We always put a poll up.
We do. The winner of the next topic is India versus China online battle right now.
Oh man,
India
that's
is
so fun.
fighting each other online, and it's the most vile,
It's
insane
hilarious.
fight
It's
you've ever seen.
hilarious.
It's so funny. And we're gonna break it down, and we're gonna show you the funniest stuff.
Yeah, because you know China is good at dishing it out all the time, like you know, insulting India. They're not used to people fighting back.
For sure.
They can't handle it. They're so insecure.
For sure. I do want to say, Rick Evans, thank you for giving us another one here. Take the pills, Jeff. Oh, that's a deep cut.
Yeah, let me see it. There we go.
Take the pills, Jeff.
And Coffee Cup says, love from New Zealand. Thank you, Bob. Average Joe says, piss bar for classes, but a little French. Gonna get a piss egg.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, we'll round it up with the prison. There you go.
Thank you, guys. And we did it. Gotcha.
Absolutely. This was a very important episode because this is very unprecedented what's happened in this past week. We'll be keeping an eye out. It's not done. We'll update you next week. We've got a big segment we've been working on, by the way, which is separate from, you know, these disasters and everything.
Yeah.
Looking forward to covering that next
Make
week.
sure you're
Super
subscribed.
important.
Make sure you're subscribed if you're not, so you can stay on. Like, we might do an update every week and every month.
Yeah.
Make sure you're subscribed.
Either way, guys, we'll catch you next time. Thank you for being here, and I'm not going to cut myself off this time. Oh, stay off.
This'll do mighty fine.
Would you pay, on top of the previous price hike, another $150 more for an Xbox Series X? Well, even before the price hike, turns out record numbers of you weren't. Probably because of the damage of the previous price hike. You see, Xbox just posted their lowest monthly sales ever. And that's just the loudest example. The entire computer hardware market is in a lot of trouble. Companies like Lenovo even suggest that after 2030, even if component production stabilizes, that these prices are basically going to be the new normal. So, what does that mean for you? What does it mean for me? Well, what it means is the price of playing games will go up, and it likely will stay up. And even if you already own your console, even if you purchased a PS5 Pro with the disc reader when it came out, something people thought was very, very expensive, well, even if you got what now looks like the greatest deal in gaming that ever existed in last year, well, you're not going to be spared from the downsides here. You're not going to be spared from the real impact that this is going to have. So, today, we have a lot to talk about. Let's start our proceedings off with the latest price hike. It's Xbox. We're going to be paying $150 more for the 1TB models, $100 more for the 512 gig models, which really would sting on a day-to-day usability basis, and even more insanely, you'll be looking at $500/$599 for a Series S, and then $750 and $800 for a Series X, depending on whether you want a disk drive. Now, does that mean the 2TB version is safe? No, it's not safe. It's actually the least safe, because it's being discontinued. It's quite simply too expensive to source and produce. Now, for context here, the budget Series S now costs what a Series X cost when it came out. That's mad. Now, we've known since 2022 that Xbox loses up to $200 on every console they sell. There's no evidence that has changed, that it's gone lower. Now, the idea here is that they make that money back in subscriptions and store sales. That's long been the gaming console business model, but there is, it seems, a limit to even what Xbox, what Microsoft can afford, especially in this new era of hardware costs. Suppliers aren't giving Xbox better options, and since the last price increase in October, things have gotten worse, and they will get worse. Console storage and memory prices have already jumped up by more than 2.5 times, and we're still expecting another doubling by the autumn of 2027. Which made me think, well, surely they understand that selling hardware at a loss is still better than not selling any hardware at all. Well, true, but it really does depend on how much that loss is. Okay, this bit starts off a little funny. So, per Circana's sales data for the US games market, things are actually good. Up 38% year on year. Now, there's a little quibble on that data, and it's basically that it's good as long as you're calling Nintendo. The Switch 2, had its own price hikes, outpaced a 43% drop in PS5 spending, while unit sales dropped 58%. Xbox shockingly went up by 7% in spending, but units sold dropped by 12%. So what we see is that both Xbox and PlayStation had their worst May ever for unit sales, and thanks to the price increases, they made more money. So the unit sales being lower didn't really matter. And that is ultimately the short-sighted logic that's underpinning all of this. As long as the cost is balanced out by sales, they're just going to keep going, right? The price hikes basically will continue. And that's because the people producing all this tech simply don't think the situation's going to get better. And according to WCCF Tech, who reported on an analyst firm called Jefferies Equity Research, well, they're expecting a 40 to 50% price rise in Q3 2026 versus the current quarter. After that, we're to brace for another 30 to 40% price hike in Q4 of 2026, and in 2027, a 40 to 45% year-on-year hike is suggested, with the only recovery coming by 2028. So effectively, prices will likely double before 2028. And that's because, well, locked-in contract demand is devouring production of the components that go into these consoles. Now that might get a little better in 2028 because new production lines will open up about 15 to 20% more of the market, but that's not guaranteed to fix the price problems. We all know what's driving this, of course, and at the International Supercomputing Conference 2026, per Computer Base, Lenovo staff jokingly told onlookers that, quote, "It'll never be like last year again." That's rough. And even when the new production infrastructure comes online, they explained that it's mostly going to go into fulfilling contracts that have already been signed. So, post-2030, these new higher prices are simply going to be a new normal. Memory manufacturer Micron validated that, announcing a 5-year plan of fixed contracts with 16 customers, guaranteeing what the register recorded as, quote, a very robust gross margin for Micron. So basically, they're locking down their profits for the next while, which is at least in part, well, why they just got sued. And that brings us onto the component manufacturing side of this story. Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron have all just been sued in a federal class action case in a California court. Surfaced by WCCF Tech, the suit alleges that the trio's control over 90% of the RAM market means they are effectively creating an anti-consumer monopoly, one that punishes regular consumers by lowering commercial production and using AI as an excuse to do so. Of course, here when we say commercial production, that basically just means production of stuff that is meant for, well, you or me, not say a big data center. Now, there is at least some precedent here. The suit actually points to Samsung, who in 2005 were facing what was at the time the second largest antitrust fine in US history at $300 million, with Hynix and Micron also being under scrutiny. But the differences between then and now are specific and they do matter. You see, back then, it was a Department of Justice investigation into criminal behavior, not a civil class action. And there were far fewer murky contracts around demand, causing issues with proving intent to conspiracy instead of just a real production bottleneck. And if that all seems like confusing gobbledygook, I wouldn't really blame you. Basically, when it comes to all these big data center build-outs, well, they're planned years in advance. Huge contracts are signed with massive deal values. But obviously, getting the components built and all of that stuff, you know, it takes things happening in the real physical world. And that kind of causes the murkiness that makes cases like this one a little bit tricky. And in terms of proving a literal conspiracy to lower production, well, there are things like, say, the Korean government investing 100 trillion won alongside 800 trillion from Samsung and SK Hynix on building new production infrastructure that's worth about 576 billion USD. So when that stuff's happening, they can obviously, point to that and say, well, look at all the infrastructure we're trying to build. But as interesting as a supply chain deep dive would be for maybe some of us here, I think I would like it, well, more than anything, what actually matters is that this trial won't resolve any of the problems that we're facing anytime fast. I mean, the lawsuit is likely to take as long as, well, Micron's current contracts, if we're even that lucky. And that's why we need to talk about the other solutions that are on the table. What if we just got rid of the hardware altogether, right? What if you didn't have to own it? Well, as much as their whole "this is an Xbox" campaign was not a big hit with people, and that means the cloud may no longer be an Xbox, let's think about it realistically. For playing a game like GTA 6 this year, access via xCloud is going to be far cheaper and far faster than even buying a Series S. Because, to remind you, the Series S is as much as a Series X cost at launch. And I would not like to try running a game like GTA 6 on a bloody Series S. Something with, architectural upgrades, yes, but broadly speaking, raw horsepower that's closer to the previous generation of consoles. In fact, I'd almost say, if you've got the internet, it's probably better to stream it than try it in a Series S. I mean, it would be faster to start. Would it be better? Well, on performance, it might be better. Of course, there's the whole feeling of do you actually own your games, and it certainly wouldn't feel as good on that side. But if hardware prices keep climbing like this, companies will simply start looking for alternatives. The market will find a way, because it'll be incentivized to do so. And to put it simply, spinning up an instance in a data center is pretty damn easy to do. A data center is going to be loaded with GPUs and stuff. Those GPUs can be ran at as close to 100% utilization as the data center people can manage, which means that they can certainly get a hell of a lot more money out of that GPU than, if you bought it and it was only used a tiny percentage of the time whenever you actually turn your console on. which is of course one of the reasons why the big data center companies are willing to pay far more money for any of those components than a regular consumer will do. Unfortunately does mean that the market incentives are pointing towards streaming. On a first order basis, to me and you, it may not matter, may not be that relevant. We've already got our own hardware, but to anyone who is making that decision fresh, they look at the difference between cloud when maybe they already have good internet and what it costs to buy a Series S. Well, yeah, things are going to be more cloudy. But still, yielding to cloud feels like a big loss, doesn't it? So what if we just make it easier to buy things? Well, let's go back to Xbox for a moment. Asha Sharma's April words to staff were about the future, and they're maybe going to feel prophetic in at least one sense. An Xbox console is, right now, even less affordable. But there is at least one thing, and that is flexible pricing. Here's what Asha had to say. What does Xbox become in this next era? Xbox will be built to be affordable, personal, and open. We will offer flexible pricing so it's easy to get started and keep playing. Well, what if she sounded prophetic because she's a CEO who is privy to her own future plans? When the price hike was announced, so too was flexible payment options. So basically, buy now, pay later stuff, interest-free financing, all that stuff, like say Klarna, has just been added to Xbox's own platforms, and they're ramping up support for second-hand consoles as well, their own ones and also other people's ones. So basically, it is them approaching the problem in the most pragmatic way possible. The cost of the product in relation to its component costs can't really change, so some things will be passed on to customers, but what we can change is the way that customers approach those prices, because they recognize you cannot afford these new prices. But all they can do about it is tinker with how you pay, or say the quality of the console that you'll get, or find some new method of letting you play video games without a console. So yeah, cloud and payment plans. It certainly is a story of 2026, isn't it? But the thing is, the ramifications of this won't just be about new hardware. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, I've got a console, I've got a PC, I can run most games, I don't need the latest advancements, I'm fine. I'd say you're actually still at risk. PlayStation just put out their investor Q&A for the year, right? And alongside new signups, they're now also judging success on lifetime value per customer, whether each player turns into, well, profit. And when user acquisition slows down, fewer players means that the spend per player has got to rise to compensate, right? That's what Sony CFO Lin Tao said back in February of this year. And here's the quote. We intend to minimize the impact of the increased memory costs on games going forward by prioritizing monetization of the installed base to date and striving to further expand our software and network services revenue. It is exactly what it sounds like, and that is every company's position in the end. Hardware revenue will eventually fall, the same way hardware sales have. And even the companies who only sell software will of course suffer from a smaller addressable audience if these trends are to continue. What that'll mean is making profits based on just the sales of the game will be harder, and that means they'll likely have to monetize their existing audiences further and further. That may mean finding new ways to sell you hardware, maybe some new ways to access games. It'll mean almost certainly higher console prices, and accordingly more intense monetization of everything in a given console's ecosystem. How each company chooses then to find that additional revenue is basically what we're all going to feel over the next 5 years. And that's because raw component costs, there is a new normal, we're adapting to that as consumers, they're adapting to it as companies, and how well and how consumer friendly they are and how they adapt to that, well, I think that is going to rather massively impact how we feel towards them. And the thing I want to ram home before the end here is just some of the, I'm gonna say the hard economics. Whenever the Steam machines ended up being too expensive, I saw loads of people talking about Gabe's fleet of yachts and his new home that he purchased. It was like 70 million or something. Now, that of course is very emotive because Gabe is a uber wealthy billionaire, right? And people look at the new thing from his company and it's way more expensive than anyone wanted it to be. That company included. Now the thing is, if we're in a situation where we're basically saying, hello there, super billionaire, could you please, out of the kindness of your heart, subsidize the increased component cost in a way that is just divorced from the actual unit economics of the business? That's not a great situation for us to be in. So what we really need to think about here is just some of those input costs and ultimately the value that can be derived from the components. Say the HBM, as just one example. Now ultimately, let's just say you got a bunch of GPUs in a data center that are able to achieve, okay, even if it's nowhere near 100%, like you can say 50 or 60% utilization, if you have that all of the time, and who knows, maybe it's inference of a large language model, maybe it's cloud gaming, maybe it's just whatever other database stuff there is. Obviously, the company will be able to earn a lot more revenue out of that hardware purchase than, say, you will. I mean, not that you're making money out of it anyway, which is almost the point. Whenever you go to buy a GPU, it's because you want to have fun with it. You want to play games. Whenever a company goes to buy a GPU, it's pretty goddamn different. And ultimately, it seems that as cloud centralization furthers and furthers and furthers, the companies will be able to make more and more and more out of those GPUs. And what it basically means is that if the big cloud companies can make way more money off that stuff, then they can afford to spend way more on it. If it's seen as being a big growth area, then they can make very large commitments, and things can almost get a little bit, say, speculative of future growth. That's obviously going to drive the prices up further, and ultimately, it will make no sense to just sell stuff to regular consumers for a fraction of the money that they could get selling it to a huge big company. And of course, the funny thing about this is one of those companies is Microsoft. One of the reasons why Asha is having a hard time getting you an Xbox for a...
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Whoa! Don't think I've ever seen you look so powerful before, Rogue.
Wish I could say the same. Oh, yeah.
Unlike your hubby, I haven't exactly been dealt the best hand.
Stay strong, darling. You're gonna pull a winning hand.
The battle
soon
starts in
enough.
5,
I can feel it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, look who's up to no good. Whoa, give me a sec to absorb all this.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
I got hit like hard.
Better stop that vehicle. They've made it halfway.
Stronger
Stop
stuff
them.
than that.
There's still a chance to stop them.
I got hit like hard.
Well, that's better.
So cool. They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them. A little help, please.
Ain't getting rid of me so easy.
Better stop that vehicle.
I feel like I'm seeing the whole universe.
You shall not escape our wrath now. You stopped them in their tracks. Just embrace the light. Kinetic kick. Gather red. Feel the pull.
Your underworld army.
Supernova! That perked me up. Still got a lot left that's worth fighting for. Well, fancy seeing you here. Better stop that vehicle. Let's dance, Remy. Still got a lot left that's worth fighting for.
I'm doing this my way.
Damage sustained. Need to stop them in their tracks. Well, that's better. Hear me.
It seems we have company.
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
You picked the right gal for the job, sugar. Even when Remy ain't by my side, he's always
30
in my
seconds
heart.
before you attack.
And
Get
in my
ready.
fists.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it? Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. The mission area is yours.
That's a victory if I've ever seen one. How many of them are there? Yeah, too many.
Control lost.
If the fight's still going, then so am I, sugar.
Feast and famine!
I spy some bad guys.
Kill that her!
Remy, sugar, I can't feel you. A gal can never be too.
Your team's capture progress is kind of halfway.
Or don't. Still got a lot left that's worth fighting for.
Let's heat it up!
Extermination.
Watch me soar!
Feeling fantastic. Ain't getting rid of me so easy. I can always count on you to keep me fired up, Remy.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Stand back, Ada Marie. Let Gambit handle this one.
Remy Etienne LeBeau. Just 'cause we're married now, don't mean you gotta protect me. I can handle myself.
Oui, je sais. I just can't imagine losing you, Cher. And after I finally got you.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
This is what the professor trained me for since I was just a child. Life energy, yeah! There you are. Am I invisible?
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. They captured the mission area!